Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zambaland podcast. Over episode number what? Because for us, consistency, we don't really keep.
Yeah. You may lose count, but we keep going.
We just keep on going. We keep on dropping these episodes for you, especially for you. These conversations are not for us.
Yeah.
These conversations are for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We all seem to be in very, very, very high spirits right now.
Yeah.
I'm your boy GNL Zamba. On my right is Mr. Green Amani, the producer for Tebanga Tika. The man came from Tanzania with just one CD like this. I would beat Nagamba Ngeze Kampala. They're like, it's like Ngeze Kubache Yokam. But Green Amani is here, producer extraordinaire. Not only a producer, but also he has signed artists that have become very, very successful. A clothing line. Well, when we again come reggae, we'll ask him about that. Hey, hip-hop. We'll ask him. And then some other time I saw him with some chick over from London. Chick works for BBC. I'm like, Atoba, what is this now? So many things here.
Continental moves.
Continental moves.
BFE London.
Hey, we want doing some stuff that causes tectonic shifts.
The guy who brought out Retro Ray, Kevin.
Man. Songwriter as well.
And recently I just brought Miriam from retirement.
We'll see. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Green Amani on the pod.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, the Nigerian, Mr. Lubacho.
Sold me out, man. They sold me to the Nigerians.
Yes. But Itasort's finest, Ijakite. Edimu Collins, producer, writer, manager.
Everything.
Basically, he's the plug of the plug. When the plug needs a plug, he's the plug. Hey, the plug's plug.
The producer's producer.
Yes. So Mr. Edimu Collins is on the pod with us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the pod.
Thanks.
And on the cameras, there's a gentleman that took a mulaga face. He's scared of cameras. What cameras are mukolachi? But it's called Jonathan. You'll get to meet him. Where do we start today? Where do we start? Because the industry is hot. The industry is on fire. Fire everywhere that you look. There is fire everywhere.
It's on fire.
No.
Before you even got to King's Medley,
Yeah.
you talked about Nigerians.
Yes.
And I remember Green told me something that was very funny as to why they are loud. Green, first tell us.
The generators.
Damn. Nigerians, but you're loud because you don't have power. You just
power.
Generators, so they always... That makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Bruh, that's a bar. That's a bar right there. I didn't know you were also into stand-up comedy, you guys.
No, like
But that makes sense. Like,
time,
Nigerians, we hear you. You can speak normally. Don't shout.
Lagos is loud.
Really?
Like generators, every house.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're like in a Muzigo and
Yes.
everyone has their own generator in the
Yes.
So it's really loud. So they have to speak really, really loud, and they are used to that.
And Nigeria should be studied. It's one of Nigerians should be studied like very closely because it's a place with water, it's a place with rivers,
everything,
but all of that energy, power goes off. Like in this century,
it's a
like,
political thing by their leaders. Most
even at the airport, someone was telling me they were at the airport in Lagos and power went off.
Yeah.
And it was a joke to everybody, but he's like, it's my first time in Africa and power goes off at the airport.
It's like the leaders there, they all have like these oil companies.
Yeah.
So they don't give you guys power, you have to buy the oil, making them rich.
So it's like that, eh?
It's that simple.
The smart businessmen.
You get buy generators.
But very poor nationalists.
Buy fuel,
yeah.
Make them rich.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't give you guys power.
But why are we like that?
As
Honestly,
Africans.
not as Africans, but as human beings. That's not only an African thing.
I think it's a greed thing.
It's a greed. It's a capitalist thing, I think.
Yeah.
But it's not only capitalism because even the Russians have their guys, where the guy owns like an oligarch owns like half of Russia. Like I'm supplying energy to the whole of this side of Russia and Ukraine. You're like,
Yeah.
At
But
least
at least they don't dip.
Other people are like in poverty eating all the sweet potatoes. You get me?
Yeah. But I think they don't deprive themselves of certain things that would, make their country look uncomfortable to, foreigners and all that.
Yeah.
Like power, water,
Yeah.
basic needs.
Health.
Welcome to Africa.
I refuse to
It is,
accept that that's the Africa. But ladies and gentlemen who are watching this pod, if you're not from Africa, the rest of Africa is not like Nigeria. Nigeria is the worst part of Africa.
Actually, Nigeria has very dope places. Actually,
I'm cracking a joke now. I'm throwing shots at Nigeria. Yes.
those guys will have us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Nigerians on Twitter, not easy, bro.
But Nigerians, we like you. We love you. You're our brothers. You're our brothers. Besides mispronouncing things like doctor, like like we don't get your accent, but money is money.
They call it pidgin English.
Whatever. I don't know what's pigeon, dove, whatever it is. We love you. We
Dove.
love you. We hope like you solve your power problems. First, we hear hydroelectricity power every time, like we fly in and out without like having to elbow kids in the faces before we get on the plane. There's no struggle like that. Like people respect cues.
We don't make noise over here.
But we love you. You are brothers. Yes. So, have you ever eaten Nigerian food?
Yeah, jollof.
Once.
Jollof?
Yeah, twice I think.
You've eaten twice?
Yeah.
What did you have?
The last time I had jollof, he actually got me some jollof, and good. But then the other one, it's actually Trill, because Trill is almost Nigerian.
Trill is Nigerian now. He spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, so
the whole of COVID.
So they brought goosey somewhat. I always was avoiding because of the sound of the name. The food.
What does it
sound
sound like?
I always avoided. I was like, man, it sounds weird. Say goosey, what?
Yeah.
Swallow.
But what's a goose? Is it the yam? A goose is the yam.
Goose is like greens and
Greens mixed with then. What's the other one?
man, those guys food they mix a lot of
The
stuff.
pepper.
No, the yam that they pound and
They
then
call it swallow.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I
We
tasted
call
it
it
and that one I didn't like. I only like the jollof.
Okay, besides Ugandan food, which other African type of food do you guys like? Besides the usual.
We could say how it's the food that is
Do you
prepared
like
because
Kenya-
Uganda has every
Do you like
food.
Kenyan food?
You have to specify Kenyan
It's dry,
food.
man.
Hey, Kenyan for me, what comes to my mind when I think
Ugali,
about
yes.
Kenyan food is the ugali, sukuma wiki.
Now we have all that
the
here.
nyama.
Now
No,
we
but,
have all
but they
that.
prepare it in a very different
Yeah.
way compared
Maybe
to how
how
we
it's
prepare
prepared.
it. Yeah, and also when first time I went to Kenya, I ate. It was like really weird that they were mixing maize in their beans.
Yeah.
Hey.
Have you guys ever
But we,
eaten
have, but we have it here in our ghettos as well. What is it
For
called?
Gideri?
No.
Githeri.
Westerners call it
Empengere. Oh, I didn't know that. That's what it's called. So,
So-
okay, I'm from the central, right? So the first time I traveled to Kenya, and my uncle was like working on the Kisumu road. He was an engineer, so he decides to take me there for like a holiday. So I'm over there playing with the kids, what. Then time for lunch comes, and I'm like,
Githeri.
where's the maize?
In Tanzania it's called makande.
Because first we separate all of those, you get me?
Yeah.
So,
In Tanzania it's called makande.
makande. So you say it's called Mpengere.
But there
okay.
is I don't know, the Northerners have a name for it as well because they prepare it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me that it's all the other tribes eat that except the Baganda separate that food? Because
I
the
think
Baganda don't mix the beans and the maize are two separate things. Unless it's posho and
the
beans.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah. Even
But
here, I failed to eat
but
that
the combination is like, it's like, it threw me off a little bit. The second time I went to Kenya and had a Kenyan meal.
one. But you eat maize
I do.
And you eat
and you
beans.
eat beans.
Yes.
But you couldn't eat the
I don't know. I'm weird like that in a way.
It's chapati, it's eggs, but you can't eat them when they're together.
See?
Can't eat the roller.
See, I'd even forgotten that, but
Yeah.
but yes, I do not eat Rolex because I don't like how
The combination.
Now Ugandans are going to have me. Katiyefu Daba America. He doesn't eat Rolex, but I don't eat Rolex because I don't like the combination
Yeah.
of the chapati and the egg.
Yeah.
But I usually go and order and say, fry the egg separate.
Yeah, and
Fry
the chapati separate.
give me the chapati separate, and
Yeah.
give me the cabbage also separate. So
Yeah.
that's a Rolex. Then it's a Sijirianga Eddy wrapped.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to go and order for Rolexes, and guys used to be like, give me the eggs, give me this and this. And then I used to be like, just give me the chapati
Nyanya mbisi.
with a nyanya mbisi with the cabbage. And then my guys used to think, hey, check, he doesn't have enough money. So they used to be like, get him eggs too. I'm like, nah.
This is
Relax,
how I want
relax.
I remember there was another place in Nigeria we used to go and buy that stuff in the night.
Yeah. But I've always been Team Chikomando. I'm more of a Chikomando guy than I am a Rolex guy.
But you eat a wrap.
Yes. I definitely eat wraps. Okay. I even eat the burrito. The burrito works.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know why when it comes to
Rolex.
I'm sure
Rolex.
many Ugandans don't know
but
what a burrito is.
Rolex is a national.
They know.
It's a
They
national
don't.
treasure,
See,
by the way.
there's a capacity.
You'll be surprised. They don't.
On Chisementi.
Ugandans. They don't.
Hey.
But there is something crazy that a Kenyan lady told me at an event. So she was like, in Kenya, if you're having ugali and let's say goat's meat and it has gravy, then you're poor.
Ugali with gravy is for poor people.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I said.
new now.
So she was like, eat dry. Eat
Yeah,
dry.
they eat like dry food.
Yes.
Ugali and fried fish.
Fried fish, things like that.
Samaki, banang. Let's speak proper Swahili.
Ugali samaki.
Ugandans, they say Swahili was raised in Tanzania. No. He was born in Kenya, raised in Tanzania, died in Uganda. That's how they share us. So don't say fish. That's a samaki, so that we
Samaki.
pretend to be a part of
Samaki.
this
Yeah.
whole East African vibe. Which take it.
Yeah.
Ugali samaki.
But that's new. Why would adding gravy be for poor people?
Because I think the dry food is expensive.
Eh?
Yeah.
We learn something new every day here on on this pod.
Okay, when you, let's say
Yeah.
let's say when you're having ugali
Yeah.
and then you're just having it with beef, you're going to need a lot of beef.
Yes.
You get when you're having it with
mob
sauce,
soup.
you can have two pieces. You can have two pieces. You can have two pieces. Yeah, so yeah.
The soup is like water. Yeah.
Oh, no, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
so
I just-
maybe that's why.
Makes
now I
sense.
totally get it because
Yeah.
that takes me back to my high school days where they used to like give us like 2 beans. You guys,
Yeah.
you could even literally count
Man.
the beans with the posho. You get me? But
crazy.
with so much soup, it's like you're like, okay, at least I have enough to like dip my posho into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. A lot of soup is okay. Now I see the logic. I see the
Yeah.
logic there. Yeah.
So you'll need a lot of meat, which is
My
expensive.
my best Kenyan food though is mutura.
Mtura.
It's called mutura.
what's that?
Mutura.
Combination of what and what?
Bruh, I went over there. We first took us to fancy places. What? Then my guys were like, now tomorrow we're taking you to our joint. So we go to their joint, and mutura is literally like offals.
Yeah.
Offals, but stuffed with some meat. It's like the local sausage, but you know offals, a bienda, but it's stuffed with some stuff and it's fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hit the spot. Never take chili. Damn. Yeah.
There's something in Chile.
But these
Yeah.
things of wrapping food,
Yeah. They
if
don't
you
like.
open and there is
That is what? This guy wants to ruin my street food culture. That is what?
it's because one time it happened to me. That's why I
No, please don't share. Please don't share.
Were you
Just
in India?
no. Okay.
Because
You know
the Indians,
down.
for them,
You know
Indians
downtown
don't know
India.
it.
Downtown India. Okay. In our slums. Yeah, because I was raised in the ghetto, but now I shine and I bling.
I'm going to start charging Ugandan men for using my lines. Frank Antambi, the first culprit. When I put out a freestyle, Frank Antambi bites like 10 words. Before I know it, he's introducing himself as. Now this guy is just okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
at least I've always told you that. That's one line.
Musasule copyright.
At least-
Musasule loyalties.
At least I've always told you that. That's one line
Give you
that
na mata.
Yeah
Yeah.
motivates me.
Yes.
So- Yeah.
Why,
But that
why
happened.
is it important for rappers or people to always attach themselves to the ghetto, even if they didn't grow up in a ghetto? Because Collins, like, seriously, you
Yeah.
didn't really grow up in a ghetto.
Yo.
Or it just makes you, like,
Look cool.
look
No,
cool. You want to be
no,
like us.
not really, because me, I actually never considered myself to be. I felt that it was powerful not to even to be attributed to the urban side, yet you're from the ghetto. So to me, it's like we are not any different, but it's just the mindset. So I was always in the ghetto. This is how I was always in the ghetto as well, although it was on a low.
So the difference between America and Kampala, right?
Yeah,
When you say urban in the US,
Yeah.
that's ghetto.
that's ghetto.
That's the ghetto.
So for us here, it's
First urban is uptown.
no, but okay, that is in the hip hop world. Let's say
Yes.
hip hop language.
Actually,
Because when you say village
Yeah.
and urban,
Yes.
in the true sense of it,
No,
it's
actually, here's the thing.
yeah,
Some of the rich people live in suburbs, like
Yeah.
on the outskirts of the city.
yeah,
The inner city people, they're the ones they consider urban. Babeera ddala mu ki?
It was a project.
In the project.
Mm.
But now, it also depends on what city, but mainly that's the phenomena.
yeah,
It's only very few people with apartments as $10 million living like in Manhattan. Echiraba. That the word urban kind of loses the meaning. But they use it usually to refer to black people.
yeah,
Nga babikirizaako, okiraba, eh?
yeah,
Yeah, but here urban is,
Yeah.
this
But
guy
city.
lives in the city.
yeah.
Apartment is
Yeah.
it really looks like a boarding school. Eh?
No, their stuff.
Like the apartments.
G-
Yeah.
The things that people call the ghetto in the
In the US,
US, it's like these Bugolobi flats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Our things look like a boarding school.
yeah, the projects.
Bugolobi flats. Actually, they even look better than Bugolobi flats. Now,
Yeah.
True.
To be honest, it's like the same design architecture, except Eddy erabikako bulungiko n'okusinga kale gundi. Because Bugolobi flats mulimu gundi elevator.
Nah.
Kale wadde naziri tezikola elevator lusi zifali bagamba ekitegeera naye nga design, the original design. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But we used to look at Bugolobi flat. Okay, to me, it was
Man.
even being mentioned, and I used to think, man, do you need a plane to go those ends?
To like Bugolobi flats.
Yeah, because, kids are always like, man, Bugolobi
Bugos.
flats.
Bugos.
I'm like, man, that should be a
Man,
dope-ass place.
I tell those kids were even kind. There are kids who used to even say, "I'm from Bugos."
Yeah.
Bugos.
You're like, man,
no,
Bugos
I
over
can't
is
say
what?
shit.
The air up there must be different. Yeah? Ogenda okutuuka eri nga akatale babuuka myala. Yes. But yeah, I've always found that rappers always want to attach themselves to struggle.
Yeah. But I don't think here rappers
only
try
rappers.
to.
Artists.
The rappers try to here.
I don't want you to bring me to areas where I'm not pointing out people's
Actually,
names.
rappers-
No, but here rappers,
here
them
are
of
the
your
so-called
beef.
See, rappers here are like the cool kids.
yeah, they like
They
to
want
be the cool
the
kids.
Cool kids you know?
Me, I'm not a rapper. I always tell guys I grew up in the
guys.
barracks.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the barracks.
Yes.
Then I moved to Kamwanyi. But much as it was opposite it's
guy
still
told me-
opposite the
He told me
American
the story
embassy.
about
Yes.
Kamwanyi. I was like, what?
I tell my friends, man, in Kamwanyi anything can go down, bro.
Yeah.
My guys thought I was telling them movies. Now
Yes,
those are
yes.
the kids from Bugos.
Yeah.
I'd go back to hostel and tell them, man, yesterday some shit went down. The
Like, what's the craziest story from Kamwani?
Kamwanyi.
the craziest story.
Yeah.
The craziest story, I would say one time during lockdown, the police, they used to raid.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know what was wrong with these guys.
Yeah.
But they would come, take the chapatis of the guys, but they don't throw them. You don't see them throwing them. Yeah?
They just
They're like, we
confiscate.
told you, yeah, they confiscate the chapatis of these guys. So in my mind, I'm like, man, these guys are always...
So the police would be robbing the locals.
I think they're like, man, it's about time, man. I'm
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah.
I know these guys are out doing shit.
Yeah.
Let's go and, raid them and, because they tell people to close businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, but, someone is trying to sell the last chapati. We're also trying to get the last Rolex and everything.
Yeah. Struggle.
Yeah, so there is always, so guys used to raid and then they take chapatis. But then one time they came through and then guys refused to move.
They're like, nah, you're
They're
not taking
like,
chapatis
nah.
today. Like, today will be the last chapati you'll ever eat.
One guy,
if
I don't
you
know
touch my chapatis.
what was crazy was that one guy,
Mm.
it was called Magala.
Yeah.
I don't know him. He stood in front
there's
of the
something about those
he
names.
stood in front of the police guys. And then the guy was like, move, what are the guy was like, think I'm scared of you. Then he got the AK-47 and he put it on himself. He was like, shoot me if you want to shoot. I think that's when the police was like, I think these guys today,
Today it's,
they are ready for shit. 'Cause
Yes,
even
yes.
now we also couldn't move because people were standing on the sides. But I realized they were waiting for anything to happen and it was going to go down
Yes.
that day.
Yes.
It was going to go down. So to me, I was like, man, this guy held the AK-47.
He's like, today I'm
He
ready.
was like, shoot
Yeah,
me. And he
yeah.
was like, shoot. You think
Yeah.
I'm scared of this? Then he pushed it out. I'm like, man, it's crazy. So police there, whenever they would roll up,
Yeah.
one time I was at the police station.
Oh,
And,
sorry, before we go any further, so that we don't lose people, let's give them some context.
yeah.
The location, give us the location of Kamwanyi. So we're in East Africa, Kampala. Kamwanyi is where?
Kampala.
Yeah.
So Kamwanyi is in Zambia.
Yeah. And Zambia
In
is...
Zambia, that is Makindye division.
Yes.
Yes. So Makindye division, then takes in Zambia.
Is it the place behind Tirupati Mall?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Okay,
place
next to the
behind-
American Embassy,
opposite
behind the mall.
And I used to tell
know.
guys that, man, opposite the American embassy. they
It's the
used to
valley
think
of the
it's
shadow
dope.
of death.
They used to think it's dope. They're like, you live next to the American embassy. I'm like, yeah, you guys think we ain't shit. We shit. Yeah, but I'm proud of that place because it raised me.
Yeah.
You know, and each time I was there,
Yeah.
and I got a TV show while I was still staying there, they always told me you don't belong here, and it always bothered me.
Because you look rich.
That's why I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Even just like Jiga said, you know, you don't have to leave the hood mentally, but we have to live mentally. You know, we don't have to leave the hood physically. Yeah, we don't have to leave the ghetto physically, but we have to do it mentally because you're just trapped in your mental.
But GNL was like ghetto mentality.
Yeah, ghetto mentality.
Do you guys even know
Yes,
the
yes.
story behind that song, Ghetto Mentality?
I don't think they do. But right when you're telling the story of Kamwanyi, I was also thinking about the crazy stories in Chimombasa, crazy stories in Chikuba Mutwe, the crazy stories in hey, there are ghettos all over. Actually, you get to realize that the whole world is a ghetto.
Yeah.
Right? Because the story that you're telling me about the guy who's like, today police are not robbing us.
Today, nah.
Even in the US, there are guys who are like, today,
It's going down.
you guys, you police squad, I'm ready to die for my
Yeah.
shit. Like when they are like people, you push people to a certain extent until they say, now I have to fight all this guy is going to like always keep on doing this. So Kawempe also has a place called Chisowera. Just imagine the names. Chikuba Mutwe, Chisowera,
Kamwanyi.
Kamwanyi. Where do you live? Chisowera, you guy. So,
That's crazy.
and then for me, I lived next to a place that is called Chibizi. And Chibizi was not because there were so many pigs.
But who
There
are
was just
naming
one
places?
guy-
Who are naming those places?
the residents were naming these places by themselves. Like this place, literally, the Chisowera literally translates to the place of flies.
Dang.
You get me?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then
But Chibizi literally means where the pigs stay.
Yeah.
You get me? Like it's like, and it got like a naughty
Like a
reputation
pigsty.
because it was like the major pigsty was like right next to us. So in the morning you just hear guys squeak whatever, like that very
And
loud
they can
sound.
scream, yeah.
No. He's going to apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The views of this podcast are not necessarily G's.
Yeah, disclaimer.
Hey, mukwato no green no. Mukwato green mumuvuze. Yeah. But I remember when the Wembley operation was going on, and I was like really, really, really young. And one of the main culprits they were looking for, Katfuminga Sibimanyi. I'm like, so
Yeah.
one of the main culprits being looked for was this guy who was my friend. So he was hiding somewhere. Nenga nze gwawa sente ngende mugulire sigala amata. Nga he's hiding. I didn't know he was hiding. So for
Was
me,
he
I would just be
fugitive?
there playing whatever in the compound. Jangu, mama wali. I'm like, no, my mom's going to like work. Ani aliwo? Te wali waliwo. Like Jangu. So he'd call me and then tell me, hey, geno gula mata, whatever. Zino zisigazi. Kat for me, I didn't even see the value of money then. Nayenga, what he used to give me were like magnets, ezavanga kuchi, more headphones.
Yeah.
That's what I was obsessed.
Yeah.
This
I remember
yes,
those magnets. Yeah.
Yes. But I remember one time, now we did this over a period of like a month. Like most of his gang had been killed, but now they were looking for him.
For him.
Nenga, I'm the supplier. So one time we are in the dining and my dad is like, hey, you won't believe how he was killed. I'm like, it was like really gruesome. They say he screamed the whole night. I'm like, what this guy's talking about? But you know, parents always used to like talk in code.
Codes.
Yeah.
But then after they were like, Katomuse muse. So someone like,
That's the Katomuse again.
Yes,
The other
yes.
song.
Yes.
Vum Vum Kupichi Pichi.
yes. So they narrate this ordeal about how this whole Wembley operation was going on, and you know, he was a friend of the police, but friend of the kids actually, friend
Yeah.
of most of the kids of Kuchalo. It's crazy. It's crazy that all these crazy stories happen. Yeah. Come on, like Wembley was this operation, to give people context, was this operation where the authorities and police and military put together a task force to clean every ghetto of either a thief, a rapist, a this, a that, like everything. If they have heard something about you, you have a reputation, they're going to come clean you out. But for us as children, that's not how we remember these people. We had no idea what their night lives were like.
Yeah.
Okay. And not to say that, I don't know, like, so for example, for this gentleman, the story that I heard, how he got caught is that it was World Cup, the one which was in South Africa, I think, right? So there was a,
2010?
yeah?
2010.
I think it was 2010. No, not, was it 2010?
I think.
Yeah, I think
2010, right? So maybe this was in South Africa.
Maybe it was before.
Maybe it was
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
But there was a very important Ugandan referee who went and officiated like matches, like quarterfinal or something like that, like something major.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was like a hood hero. Like Kawempe has so much talent that goes national.
Yeah.
That he was a celebrated guy when he came back home. Now, he lived in a ghetto, much as he had a little more cash, but his house was located in a ghetto.
Yeah.
So he comes back with this very high-tech phone, right? And the thieves time him coming back, I think, from a bar or something, and they beat the living lights out of him. Like
Yeah.
they whooped his ass
Sorry for
and,
laughing. But it sounds funny.
and took his phone. So when they take the phone is recording the whole entire time. You get me? The phone is recording their activities, their conversations, the whole entire time. I think they put it like in their warehouse or some shit like
Yeah.
that. What would be like a warehouse? So
Like on camera, audio.
I don't know. This is what I hear. This is the story I hear. I'm a
Yeah.
child. I'm hearing now. Now the ghetto is talking.
Yeah.
So this guy, my guy, who because he was like a friend to like all kids. He loved soccer. Like I don't know, for some reason the kids loved him.
Yeah.
He would play with the kids, but he was like, he was so tall. He was a giant. You get me? Like think about Terry Crews. If Terry Crews had better skin, you know,
Yeah.
Nenga, he built like I think it was like a 7 foot or something. And one of the other reasons why the kids loved him is that he used to hang around the Chibanda. And the Chibanda is like the movie cinema for the ghetto, right?
Yeah.
And I think movies by then were like 200 shillings or something like that.
Yeah.
But then first our parents would refuse us to go to the Chibanda,
Yeah.
right? But every other child in the neighborhood who found the 200 loose shillings
Go and catch a
would
movie.
go watch a Rambo movie, Schwarzenegger movie, and whatever. Like, he stood right next to the Chibanda. So some of the kids who didn't even have money let them in.
Yeah.
Because I think he ran the Chibanda business as part of their crew or part of their gang. So, long story short, when this guy hears about the hood hero being robbed, he's like, "Hey, you guys have no manners. You robbed this guy." He's like, "You know what? Let me go recover that phone." So he goes to the crew that robbed, that did the job, and he says, "Give me the phone." So they hand him the phone. So he takes the phone to the local defense, LC something. LC is like, "Hey man, this might be a very complicated matter. Take it to police." Like, just have it. Walks off. Goes and does his, normal shit. Meanwhile, this is the same time that police is looking for doing that Wembley operation. So they had the evidence on the phone. And that's how his whole crew was netted, and they finally also end up grabbing him. But from what I heard about how the operation, because usually whenever they took him to the police, he had the connections to get out. One time he was arrested, and this is like a movie in the middle of Kawempe, that Bombo Road.
Yeah.
Because the market is like on both sides. So they used to send us for like either milk or go buy matoke, go buy the lunch that they're going to cook.
Yeah.
So one time we're there and police grab him, right? And they put him on top of the kabangali, like those police trucks. So this dude, the police thinks, we got this guy, blah, 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 he's in the handcuffs and shit. Before they know it, there's like commotion everywhere. All I saw was like a very tall guy bolting. He jumped off the car. Just as the police was like taking off, he just jumped off and just landed on the ground and flew.
off.
Yeah. So he had escaped so many times. At this time when they grabbed him, they got a hammer.
Yeah.
From the hood stories, they got a hammer and began hammering his feet.
Wow.
So that this
Doesn't
time he
run
wouldn't
now.
run.
Yeah.
And because he was so strong, they tied him up. Oh man, these are the hood stories. For me, this was one of the craziest stories that I ever had in a ghetto. So your story of a guy just pointing a gun to his chest is good, but it's not as hard as the Kawempe stories.
Yeah, but you also caught me off guard. Like, tell us, so I had to think.
Okay, let me give you this one.
Yeah.
Let me give you this one. And I think this is part of also I can't even imagine I'm laughing, but when you think about it, right? When you think about the trauma that goes on in our lives that we don't even register is trauma, is one of let me give you an example. Like where I grew up, at least every 2 weeks or once a month, you saw someone being burned alive. But this is you just going to school, no more day.
Like mob justice and stuff.
Mob justice. Either they are being beaten and their teeth are out, like mob justice, they have caught a thief. And it could be something as simple as a curtain, a TV, a radio.
But it's funny because even, it wasn't from Muyenga, but it happened in Muyenga.
Yes.
They were chasing, I think thieves grabbed a bag from a
How
lady.
did this end up being a ghetto thieves? Like, we are here
sharing
that's kind of like
we're supposed to be talking about hip-hop.
But anyways, let me not talk about that. But the craziest one I can tell you is, but that kid is still alive. There's a kid in Kamwani that was shot. Yeah. Yeah, and then he ran with holding his intestines. Yeah.
Oh shit!
But then what's crazy?
He's laughing about.
But then what's crazy? Yeah.
What's funny about that? You see these African kids. They have seen so much that to them is like
comedy.
like, come on, guys.
But what's crazy is that it wasn't so long that he came back. He always wore a bag. and everyone knew this
With the
guy.
intestines inside.
Yeah, this guy. His like excretion goes through there.
Damn.
But it was still. He came back and did. That's the most gangster part about
It's
it.
the hip hop
He came back and he was still robbing guys with his sack.
with his sack.
Oh my God.
He was like, yo, he was still the ruthless
And this
kid.
guy is still alive?
He's
Man,
still
I'm not the
alive.
one sharing your story live on
Still
air.
alive. Nah, those are my homies.
Come for this
Is it-
dude.
Those are my
Come
homies.
for
They
this
know what
dude.
it is.
Yeah, man. Green, are there any thieves in Tanzania that are famous?
None that I know, but of course, man, thieves are everywhere.
But I think I've always, when it comes to like East Africa, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Like Kenya and Uganda are like a little bit, I think our Kenyan brothers are more aggressive. It's the New York of East Africa.
East Africa.
Mm.
But even in aggression, they're a little bit hard. Everything is force and fast. Even the language is very commanding. Even
Yeah.
if nakupenda, like
They used
come
to,
on.
they used to tell us that the language
Even
is
if
for
it's
robbers.
love, it's more like
Yeah,
nakupenda.
yeah,
Like,
this guy is saying, I have this time the language is for robbers.
Yes, because
no.
that was the story.
Because that is the history. Our history and relationship with Swahili
With Swahili.
is that it's the
I mean,
military
soldiers.
language.
Yeah.
And because our military has not always been friendly to us,
Toa viatu.
like
For us to
Toa
know now,
viatu,
shit is
panda
about
gari.
to
So,
go down.
so everything is more like, hey, it's attached to like some trauma. You get me?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but in time, what I was trying to describe is that I've always found that the Tanzanian brothers and sisters are so chill.
Yeah,
Some Ugandans are chill, but still, it's like party animal looking for where the next beer is, the next
Yeah.
party, the next,
Yeah.
And the Kenyans are more like a little bit militant. Okay, forgive me for this generalizations, but
Yeah.
the stereotypes. This is how we
Not
view.
in a bad way.
Not in a
Yeah.
bad way, yeah. But even in school, the Tanzanian students, right,
Yeah.
were always so calm, uniforms clean.
Yeah.
I think because
Even the way they speak their Swahili is more like
we haven't
it's more like they're
experienced,
stroking a cat.
like war and stuff like that.
You guys haven't seen war.
Nah, we haven't seen any,
See?
any type of war. So.
Kenyans are, but you
There-
guys also had
There was a
a
time when I was at
rebellion, right?
campus,
Yeah.
the bombs like exploded.
Yeah.
Like at the barracks.
Yeah.
Yo, guys ran like it was war.
While
Yes,
Uganda, something
But-
explodes and they're like,
Yet
what
here-
was that?
Where is
My
it?
cousin
Where?
came here.
Let's.
My cousin came here and then there was that the Kabaka thing that time.
The riots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
riots.
Yes.
And then he was hearing these bullets. He was like, "Yo, I win!" Like he was
I win
scared, like
war.
in a war
Yes,
zone.
yes,
and then
yes,
it's like, but how come these guys are just kawa? Like guys are
You're just
moving.
walking around and everything is
It's
normal.
like, yo, if this thing wasn't TZ,
Yeah.
guys would have scattered. The whole street would be clean.
Yeah.
Just tear gas. Like,
Sometime they were saying, rumors of there is a bomb here. People wanted to go there. They where? Oh, you want to see?
They want to go see.
They want to go see.
They want to go see the bomb. But most Ugandans are like that. Though.
Yeah, that's
Most
how we
I
are.
don't know why we can't change this because the number of fuel trucks that have crashed,
Yo.
right? It's a sad story, but it's
Yeah.
also like funny. Okay, now this one I can laugh
there's one the
because
the other
guys,
week-
okay,
just a few weeks back.
there's poverty attached to that. That people, when a fuel truck falls over and flips over, people just want to go get the jerrycans of the free fuel.
Dilo.
But guys, this has happened so many times. Like this has been happening since like 90s. Okay, from the time that I can remember stories. Whenever fuel truck flips, about 80 people die because they're trying to get fuel. There's always an idiot with a cigarette.
It explodes.
Like a
Who
fuel
is not
truck.
even minding?
A fuel truck just crashed. Why are you lighting a cigarette next to you get me?
Man,
Yeah.
Ugandans.
So all these things have been happening like over and over again. And there's even a recent one I think which just happened on a Ginger Road. 2 of them happened, and still people died because they were collecting fuel.
Yeah.
When are we ever going to learn that this is the trend? That if you will have your life, leave the fuel alone.
Ugandans are hard guys, by the way.
But that hardness is mixed with
yeah,
dumbness.
and when the bombs happened in Uganda, and there was bomb threats and
Yeah.
bombs happened by the way. So the police tell the people to stay at home. That night, if you went out, it was like people were celebrating. Like,
Crazy.
dudes, you have just been told that the attackers are still on the
Yeah.
loose.
On the
You know,
loose.
like, I think our exposure to dangerous things has made us so hard and insensitive, and there's a little bit of like the self-preservation is not really there. So
There's some kind of arrogance in
some,
there.
no. There is a disregard for. I think we love our lives. We are scared of when things happen, but if you see the government warnings and how this COVID phobia was being advertised all over the world, right? So many people went back into their homes and hid. But every night I went to my Snapchat and I was just Snapchat has this thing where you can check on location. Every time I clicked on something, Ugandans were in packed bars, right? The DJ was playing the music and the party was going on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, for me, I was the other side on an island biting my fingernails.
Yeah.
Like.
See,
I think
a different of mine actually bought a car during lockdown. Like it was that
Yeah.
lucrative for him.
Yeah. I think there is too
Lockdown,
much.
that's when he was making money.
There's too much passivity.
Come and DJ this part.
Yeah,
Like
he was
even
throwing parties.
even when you're a DJ, wouldn't you be like, but if I love my life? Okay, COVID turned out not to be this very, very, very deadly thing. I think in Africa, people thought it was going to be the worst, but it didn't end up being as bad as it.
Did you know that TZ never locked down?
Because of your president. Your president was like, fuck that shit. That shit is for... that shit only is only affecting Europeans. I don't believe in it. Instead, they took him out.
Yeah,
Eh.
they had to.
They took him out because it's like, COVID. Like,
Because,
what did he say? He did something funny where he was
He
demonstrating
sent
that
like
it's not
samples
deadly.
from like popo, goats, and they came out positive with COVID. So like, fuck that shit.
Oh.
That shit is not real. Yeah.
But we miss you Magufuli because you kind of stood on your. It was kind of dangerous if it was real because.
Yeah.
Many would
But
have died.
but then again, from what I hear, in terms of what he did for the infrastructure of Tanzania, he did a lot, and also for the arts sector, he also did a lot. So,
Yeah.
Magufuli, we'll pour out some for you. Yeah. But we're talking about like
Rappers and the ghetto.
rappers and the ghetto. Is that the same story in TZ? Is AY from like a ghetto? Who's besides Dudu Baya? Because that one, Dudu Baya. Every time we saw him on before there was, I think it was the mix of DMX, 50 Cent, and
But I think the reason why rappers really like the ghettos, is like most of them really come from those backgrounds.
Yes.
Like hip hop gives them this chance to go out of the ghettos.
Yes.
You get? It makes them believe that, man, I'm actually greater than the ghetto, and then they can uplift the people. So that's the only channel.
Yes.
You get it? So people like Feed Q, all these guys are from the ghetto. AY.
Yeah.
Maybe there was other guy, Crazy GK.
Yes.
Now, Crazy GK, him
East Coast. Was it East Coast?
Yeah, East Coast team.
East Coast team, yeah.
Him is a don. Like, they are like...
Also, he's from a rich family.
Very rich family.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
But did he ever say he was from the ghetto? Also, like
No.
he has some lyrics.
He prided himself in the other thing, but they're running with the AYs and stuff at the time, yeah.
Man, I missed that time and that scene of East African hip hop, which was like, actually that movement was led by Tanzania, then followed by Kenya, because we used to get the TMK Wanaume, the East Coast team, Mwana Efe, Lady JD was like our Mary J. Blige, Then Kenyans came through with Caliph Records, with some bangers, Nonini, Juakali, and on East Africa, Uganda was like kind of in a, but Babaluku went over there also and represented, I remember.
Yeah, I remember he also did some tracks with AY and those collaborations.
Yeah.
It was Juakali, AY.
But for them it was like the whole city is vibing to that.
Yeah.
Kenya, the whole city is like on Nairobi.
Now, TZ, the whole
They
country.
are on K South. Yeah, TZ is the whole country.
The whole country.
We went over there. These guys had what was her name?
My first time seeing you was actually in Dar es Salaam.
Dar es Salaam, yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Wapi,
second time,
Wapi.
now this was another time. That was Wapi, but this was now another time, which was like we were there for like commercial, Tugenze performing. But we performed like the night before, and then the night that would follow, they had Leo Kim coming to town.
Yeah.
Bro, I told this guy, I need to go somewhere, first change. It's like, man, this is TZ. They went and bought white fresh teas. Like, they're right next to the coast.
Yeah.
even the culture of like where you find gear. In Kampala, you have to first send a guy to go downtown and look for your kind of style. But these guys, it was more like just go to that shop. The supplier is like right there. Like we didn't have to go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
You get me? So, and this was actually that was Ngwea.
Yeah, man,
Ngwea, rest in peace, Ngwea too.
peace.
I did a song with him, never came out, but yeah. Among my Tanzanian brothers that I remember, AY, Ngwea, yeah. So, guys, let me take you out of the ghetto for a minute and talk about something which is like near and dear. I know the ghettos also have stories. Most of you have like, I mean love stories, because you've talked a lot about the traumatic ones. If we are going to go down that rabbit hole, I know you're going to try to win me by telling me about a guy who was told to swallow a
there is one time we're arguing with the guy. No, I'm just rephrasing what you're saying. What could happen.
Yes.
It was about which guys are harder.
Yeah.
What's the craziest, saddest thing that my guys are too bad. Some guy ate soap. Right?
But that's not far-fetched, man. These kids on TikTok are eating tripods. Tripods are like basically detergent for washing machines.
Man.
Crazy.
So you guys think you're hard. You guys ate soap, you think they're hard.
Man,
these kids are eating like the liquid itself.
And live on camera.
Yeah, man.
Guys are swallowing fire.
Yeah. So are you before I thought you were the dad of Shiba's kid, but turns out you're not.
But 400.
You're pointing this side,
behind.
but you're looking here. The other guy was light-skinned, first of all.
How would we have known? We just like everybody. It has been your Kampala's like.
I think they shared pictures. I thought it was the other guy with 400 women.
The Equatorial guy.
It looked, honestly speaking, it looked like him.
You think that Shiba's husband is the?
I honestly thought that. It's as weird as it is. I think it was just like something crossing my mind.
Like guys got this other guy sick and the other guy, and they're like.
And also that shows you the power of, when you see things online.
Yeah. So recently, by recently I mean like over the weekend, which was Sunday, we shared a picture of the very first time of our baby, right?
Yeah.
And right under, someone was like, you better hide these pictures because Shiba will see and also want to be a part of this happy family.
You should want to be part of the family.
But shout out to you, my sister Shiba. We love you.
But was that
basically
clip,
you're the trending topic?
Was that clip real or it's?
I don't know, but so nowadays in entertainment, we don't even know if it's real. It could actually the way my mind thinks. I think even Shiba's team could have played that. Yeah. It's like, hey, Tulye Uganda. Let's show you how to trend.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, it's very easy for me to like plant a phone call like that. That's how my mind thinks. This chat at face value. But then also, some people are like, this shit is true. It's real.
Are phones recorded like automatically when you call somebody, or somebody chooses to record the phone call?
People choose to record phone calls.
So one of the two chose.
That guy chose to record that call where she was going to say that.
It was the guy that recorded?
The rumor on the street is saying that Shiba's friend released that.
It was Shiba's friend that released that.
So how did she get hold
trust me.
of
Let me tell you something. Let me look into the camera and tell you this. Nze, if you ever record me and you're not telling me that we are recording, it's not an interview. That's not a friendship.
Yeah, true.
That's not a friendship at all. It's like, for me, I'm trying to have a genuine relationship with you.
Yeah.
For you, you're collecting evidence.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason. That's a good question where you say, are people always recording?
Yeah, because...
And there's so many people. For me, I think that's really goofy behavior.
Yeah.
For you to always be recording every phone call, are you really genuine? Are you a genuine person?
Like what for?
What type of human being are you?
Because it's intentional to do that.
Yeah. He's calling me. Let me record him. Also, other people, other goofy people are the same. Other people who, if the phone call is supposed to be between me and you, then you put it on loudspeaker. Like, to me, our friendship,
it doesn't make sense.
No wonder I have very little friends in this world, because for me there are things like that I think it's.
But
it's ungentlemanly. Like what are you trying to prove?
Like, your conversation.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So somebody like a check a year, you're just setting and just setting a bit of record all the time.
Every time there's a
Every time a call comes, auto record. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Has someone ever recorded you? Is there a sex step coming? Are you dropping? Are you dropping a sex
I'm so
step?
conscious when it comes to these kind of things, but I would pray that
You can't be sure.
No,
If they have recorded.
I don't know,
Ah,
because
man,
I
Colin.
call people. So, But
Collins, we do not want to see your bands all over the internet.
if that happened, you'll never see my face again.
Where would you go?
Man, I'll have to go somewhere and hide. Yeah, I
No,
can't.
How don't you use now
we would
the
give you
newfound
we
fame?
would give you emotional support. We'll also be like,
I would be like, gee,
yeah.
I need to go to Elena. I need to go where nobody knows me and live my life.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't
'Cause that
escape.
would be a
You think
crazy-
you'd escape in LA?
I would.
The internet is everywhere. Newsflash.
No, but I think in the US, too many things go on
Yeah.
that it
The
takes
story
somebody who really even will look at this and be like, "Isn't it you?" I don't.
Yeah.
Because
The story fades quickly.
But we would also do it like the women do and also give you emotional support.
nah, there
Like
is
we
no.
can't believe she did all this she blackmailed
if
you.
you're
I'm in your
arguing-
corner.
You
You're
act
a
the
strong
victim.
black man. You're a strong black man.
Let me tell you.
You're a strong black man.
That's some Trump shit.
Meanwhile, listens,
When you're arguing with somebody and it's, let me say, your homeboy, and then you start saying, "It's okay, sorry, don't feel bad." That is like, yo, nigga, you're trying to make me feel like, weakling or
but
something.
you know how
That's
the
an
women
insult.
do it? They write very long paragraphs. Like when a sex tape drops, their friends write very long paragraphs.
We are with you.
We are with you. Why can't we do that for each other? Like if your sex tape, if Green's,
We are not emotional beings.
Let's just say if Green's sex tape dropped, yeah.
We are not
Are we
emotional.
writing those long like paragraphs?
Actually,
Oh, are we doing guys are stupid, eh? They will be doing a review. It's like,
to
no,
review.
his stroke was weak.
yeah.
Mean at
Man,
number
Uganda-
3, that stroke was weak.
Man,
there's
you
been a
don't
number
want-
3. Man,
Social
for
media
me,
is that crazy.
I only saw the first one. Guy didn't even make it to 30 seconds.
but let me tell you, it's crazy because
It's crazy.
Why are we as a culture so obsessed with sex? Even nyege nyege, by the way, apparently
Yeah.
in Swahili it means what? Nyege means what?
Being horny.
Being horny. So in Uganda it means having excitement, right? But I know the people marketing this to East Africa. I swear, because one time it happened when I was in Kenya, and that was what was bringing the tourism to the festival, because
Sex tourism.
it's sex tourism
It's
basically.
actually a big thing.
I'm not going to say nyege nyege is for sex tourism, but the language makes it seem like it is, Yeah. So why are we as a culture so obsessed with it? And is it something we as Africans should be ashamed of? Because there are cultures that really are so puritanical that they want to erase like the sex out of everything. And then there's cultures that celebrate the sex, but they're not even having as much sex. Where does Uganda lie, and is it a thing that we should be ashamed of?
to me, I think it's it wouldn't be bad. Sex wouldn't be bad, but we get lost in it. We get lost in it.
Continue, guys. Continue.
We get lost in it because at the end of the day, we don't have much that we are doing.
For sure.
When it comes to jobs and everything.
Exactly.
So when you get something that excites you, and then you're going to keep looking for that. So at the end of the day, it's going to be like, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is, at the end of the day, that's just what it is. You get. You're not going, everything sexual is going to feel like, oh, so what this time? What this time is the one that excites us. So to me, I feel like at the end of the day, man, we just get lost in it. It's part of life, but we attribute it to everything. When you say hi to a girl today,
Of course she knows what's up.
when you say hi to a girl today, it's going to look like, I know what you want. Like, damn, man, what you
So,
mean?
You're saying we indulge in too much sex because people are idle.
yeah, people are idle, and we connect everything to that. You get? We connect everything to that. At the end of the day, today I was watching a podcast and something came to my mind, like, when it comes to relationships, the girls want money, the boys want sex. So at the end of the day,
wow, that's a myth
so
also.
honestly,
let's not tell any lies here.
yeah,
Let's not
but
tell any lies here.
but the thing is this.
Let me tell you.
Let me first finish my whatever.
The myth is that what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That the boys are the only ones who want.
No, not the boys. What I'm saying is, when you holler at a girl, she's gonna be like, "How much money you got?"
That's a whole.
You understand?
The girls,
they don't even know.
The girls I holler at. All that I used to the girls I used to holler at.
Now it's changing.
The girls I used to holler at were never about the money.
All you girls will be like, you pass a girl, say hi then now in America.
Anyone who wants or in America, that's prostitution.
So
isn't that the definition of a prostitute?
So how about those who be like Toina Sente?
That's still prostitution. Mentally,
let them know. Let them know.
That's mental prostitution.
Let them know.
I don't know how it came into our culture, right? Maybe we as rappers are also guilty of it, right? Everything is supposed to be material. Like, where's the love in this? Like, where is the love in this equation?
So my
question, if it's just about this one was direct. That's prostitution.
So what? My question,
or maybe I'm so old, but for me, where I grew up,
my question would be
exchanging goods for something.
Yeah, G.
For sex is prostitution.
There's a guy who was like, even back in the day, when like your mom wants like school fees for you, he gets your dad in the bedroom. He's like, go on the school fees.
Wow.
So for me, like, that is like a transaction.
My question to
I
see
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Let me first cut my dad some bail. My dad did not need to be taken to a bedroom to be convinced. It was always on schedule. Not mom is reminding. No. My dad, it was always on schedule.
But I think that's just feminine energy. Like
but
the guy saw it in that way.
Maybe like, it's not school fees. Maybe it's like something else that
anything else in home.
Yeah,
they get the guy in the bedroom. So the guy was like, even that is some kind of prostitution.
But
it's not prostitution because it's not prostitution because that's a married couple first of all.
But they use the moment.
But the art of seduction.
Yeah.
If the art for the woman to use
art of seduction.
Mulimo art. Some women are Picasso when it comes to the art of doing that. But yes, seduction is there, right? Seduction also happens not only in bedrooms, it also happens in business.
Yeah.
But we are talking about here where it's chijemo marriage. Because this one, if you're a couple, you're married or you've been living together a long-term relationship, that's not prostitution. Prostitution is we've just met. Even actually a week muba muchairaba. Mbukatiate now, give me this so that I can give you that.
It may not even be give me this so that I can give you that.
Yeah.
It's more of if you want to prove, like to prove. So the girls want the guy to prove by giving, like, buy me something. You're just wasting my time. So the guy is like, but if I give you this, how sure am I that I'm going to even see you?
You
understand? Okay, let's say online. Let's say we meet online.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Girls have this tendency. I won't say that I'm always online and that's what is always going on, but I've seen it. I've seen it like if you start to talk to a girl online, she'll be like, if you want to see me, before you see me,
send me transit.
No, like buy me food. It's always transactional with them because they know the guy wants to see.
But not when I was growing up. Like, guys,
I think things were different then.
Maybe things are different when guys are ugly. Because for me, I've never.
Now maybe it's because
I've never like really run into that problem.
Homeboy is throwing shots. We ain't ugly, man.
I didn't call you. I just said you. I didn't say you.
You said
why are you being defensive?
Things are different.
Why are you being defensive?
Because guys are putting him through that situation which you're describing.
Okay,
You mean girls have not put you through that situation?
Nah. I haven't met any babe that has asked me for money.
Okay. You're lucky.
Uganda. I think it's a type of girl. There's a type of
Thank
girl, except that type of girl has now become so popular that it has come from the whole houses to mainstream culture.
Yeah.
I think, but where I grew up, and I grew up in a ghetto, by the way.
Yeah.
You get me? But then you still had the families, and then you had the prostitutes on the other side.
Yeah.
The prostitutes had the way that they operated, and the girls who grew up in these families, even though they were single parent families, they also had a mode of operation where things byatandikiranga mu love. No kwekwana kwenyini, they were like, it was more of like, let me take you to go see a local film. It wasn't more like, take me to a local film and I give you. You get me? There was one of it will say it's not nice, it's not sexy.
Yeah, it isn't at all because,
and it's too much pressure on the boy child.
Yeah, too much.
Some of you want these guys to become your fathers. And they have this habit of like calling men broke. You're broke.
Yeah, they're always calling.
You're broke. You're broke too. We are broke together. Let's be broke together.
Let's be broke together.
Birds of a feather should flock together.
Yeah. But I think it also explains why very many, young girls are, when you see the pics from Nyege videos, very young girls with older guys. And for us, it's common. We know why. We are used to these things.
Yeah. I think that's a constant in many societies where the older guy always wants the younger one and he has the cheddar.
Yeah, but now it's like in the open because they're always calling, these other guys broke. They're always.
How much is a ticket to Nyege?
$100K.
$100K. That's how many dollars?
Like what? 30?
Anti obongo sinabuziza mu sente za Uganda.
That's like $30, $35.
Calculator agijjeyo.
Ringa 35 wow, 30.
Si wabi. It's not bad. Is that the only housing available?
Housing?
Because I saw tents.
Yeah.
Eringa Burning Man, tubabera mu tent.
I think that's the whole like vibe of Nyege.
Oh, it has to be
different stages.
Go out
camp, hotels, those who live out.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yes.
I don't know about the restrooms and stuff, but last year's Nyege had that issue that people are like, that was the other one. I don't know about this one. Guys were like, where we're staying was like bad. The washrooms were in like very sorry state. Like last year's Nyege had that bad side to it.
How sure are we it isn't the Nyege haters who are putting that message out? Because also these festivals have haters. Not only musicians have haters.
True. Hey.
And your haters can design like a very good smear campaign.
But how can the go be a hater?
Can who? Can what?
How can the guy that bought his ticket come for your event and then find that issue? Be a hater.
Okay, how come the people who how come my haters watch my videos the most?
And also how come that there are people who have had a good experience with everything, but they went to the same event?
Because my life is different. We all see things.
So I think it's also a question of how much
have you guys ever been in had some friends who complain about everything? Even when everybody is happy, they find something to complain about.
Yeah, true.
There's some guys who are
so
just
it could be
like that.
It could also be that.
Some guys are just negative.
Some guys are just negative. But also sometimes you can't afford these
from
things.
what I've heard because I've never been to a Nyege, right? A festival like that. But from what I've heard from the people that have been going for years, they're saying there was Nyege before MTN and there's Nyege after MTN. They kind of like see them as two different eras. But either way, people still have fun, Except that abalilo yobagamba nti waliwo they're different. They're different in terms of delivery.
I think when everything goes like mainstream, like things have got to change anyway.
Yeah.
Because those days was more like like a smaller group of people. Yeah, so it was more fun like that.
Yeah,
like there are some things which would go under the radar.
Yes.
But now it's mainstream.
Yeah.
There are some things that don't really pass.
Yes.
Or if they are still there, they are on the low.
Mm. Mm.
Talking about Nyege, before it happened, there was a church that were fighting for it to get cancelled.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. Let's talk about that.
The Fanero guy.
Let's talk about that. Why is it that all these church people are always trying to cancel things?
No, I
But I
think
think the church guys had an
at
event
that
also
time-
in Ginger.
Oh, they also had an event in Ginger, so there was people of the devil and people of
but
God's people,
at that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and all of them God's people.
Was
Nyege
it-
was going to take away the people from them.
wasn't there?
The event was basically going to
Okay,
flow.
okay.
Wasn't there Father
So who won?
Lokodo at that time?
So who won?
No, this one is just this Nyege. This
No, I'm
time.
saying at that time when it was too much of it should be scrapped, then the minister was like, no, it's staying.
Yeah,
It was
because I remember Honorable Kadaga had to save Nyege at some point, right?
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I
Ghost
think
meet
it
us
was.
today actually.
Yeah.
She was even there. She's like the
Oh, she was there on this
Nyege
one
ambassador. Yeah, she's
because
always
it's
there.
in Ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it
have
was-
any of you guys been?
The recent Nyeges no, but the older ones yes.
You did.
Yeah, I haven't been to any
Okay. Yeah. Why? It's not your thing.
spiritual reasons.
The Fanero guys. These are the guys who are just.
Okay, like you remember when we talked about the food?
For you, you're assuming yes about the food, but he is assuming when you said spiritual, he's assuming that you're Fanero people. But for me, what my assumption was that you're related to Bujagali, and that the spirits would capture you from there.
If that was the case, then I would be next to the spirits
But were
that time.
there Nyege rappers in this Nyege?
Was
Not certain,
was there
'cause I
any
was in
hip hop
the-
in
Any
Nyege
hip-hop.
Nyege? Who performed?
Spider MC.
Oh, good. That's a good representative. Shout out to you, Spider. We need you on the pod soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Spider
But
is doing well, I
it's-
think, of recent. He's releasing.
Yeah, he just released this album called Ugandan Rap. I haven't listened to it, but from the first two singles I had, if they are on this album, Biroto and Emikisa.
Nekomo. There's even someone.
Kwezili what is it? They're not on.
I tell you, Vera
Why?
Nekomo.
Yeah, Vera Nekomo is on.
Vera Nekomo is a dope track.
Mm.
Evidoto was just
A single.
Was just for just. Yeah.
But was that his song?
But if I was
Mkisa wasn't
in his
his
camp, I would purchase it and put it on the album.
Yeah, Bantu Mkisa
Yeah.
wasn't his song actually.
Even Bantu Mukisa, I would still purchase it and put it on the album.
Yeah, but it wasn't his song.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Trust me, these guys, the Diddies and whatever the biggies, it doesn't matter if they did a song with you and it became hot,
Yeah.
they put it on the album.
Yeah.
So there's a popular story. I don't know if it's true, but I saw a video somewhere. One of my best Jay-Z songs on his debut album was called "Feeling It" on Reasonable Doubt. Apparently, this song already existed. So this rapper wanted to work with Jay-Z. Dash, he has takes Dash to his apartment, plays the whatever the joint. The moment Dash had the song, it's like, how much do you want for this song?
This is a hit.
It's like, hey, he accepted, money exchanged, Oluyimba Lwafe. Took it to Jay, it's like, there is a dope song.
Yeah.
Apparently. But yeah, a song like that, a song like Mokisa and Chibiroto, I think would be like great pieces to be on
the
is it his debut album? Is it his first album? So
probably.
Yeah, Cardi B pulled from like so many things. Her mixtapes from years ago. If the song was hot, she brought it back.
Put it back
Yeah.
on the
Actually,
album.
Bodak Yellow is even supposed to be a remix of Kodak Black's
Yeah.
joints.
Yeah.
Check it. Nay Najifule, yeah, and it became like
Put
one
it
of
in the
our
album.
lead singles.
I had a question. Is every rapper a hip hop artist?
I think we've been there before. I'm tired of answering this question. Is every rapper a hip hop artist? No.
Okay. Because I don't remember.
Is Sean Paul a hip hop artist?
No, he's not.
He raps.
Yeah.
There is your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To also the other rappers there whom it may concern.
Hey, what about
For you to
they
know.
But this one is your
Yeah,
computer,
because, yeah, because no, it's a confusion. Because I was about to ask you.
Somebody judge Jawala, like he first picked it from.
I was about to ask you,
Yeah.
is Spider a hip hop artist?
I think Spider.
Question.
This is a very good question, actually.
Yeah.
This is a very good question. This is a very good debate. Very interesting debate. I would say Spider. Yes, Spider is a hip hop artist. Yeah.
What makes him a hip hop artist?
Whenever I see him, is doing community events that teach. To me, that's a very, very important hip hop element. When he raps, his subject matter, he's borderline reggae, but we all know how closely hip hop is linked to reggae, right? And he has hip hop joints that he drops on. Nefutuulira bars nga zitudde kuki ku ngoma. And I think he's more in. I would classify him more into indigenous hip hop than urban or boom bap or any of the other sub genres of hip hop.
Because of his background.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're explaining that to someone who just listens to the music,
and hip hop is not just music. That's the problem.
I'm saying like to a fan who
Yeah.
is like, okay, play me some hip hop music.
Yes, I would play him the joints that he played that are hip hop.
Okay.
So the way that I see Spider, from I could be wrong, but the way that I see him, mulabanga Q-tip. Very down to earth.
Yeah, multi-talented.
Multi-talented. Could go R&B, could do reggae, could do whatever, but naina gamba in my essence and my spirit, I'm hip hop. Yeah, that's how I see him. Probably he's okubanga defining nachirala, but if I'm looking from the outside looking in, that's what I see.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The whole reason why I asked that, it's a wider, it's not even just it's not confusing for me, but for a wider spectrum of the hip hop community.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to music specifically, because most of the guys who are on top, right, the top tier guys in the music right now, like hitting.
But there's that hip hop community which is toxic in Uganda.
The one that is toxic.
Okay,
before
the music first finish
before
we get there.
Before we get to that one, you know, like ask somebody.
Before we get to the toxicity,
ask somebody.
City,
you know, somebody was
arguing.
I was like, let's say for example, Fefe. I asked some guy like, let me Fefe's hip hop tracks, hip hop music that is done.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, but I told him, because we're talking about authenticity and originality.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was like, no, don't bring me who is who, because that was a bit, you know. Fefe tells the story of how it came about. It wasn't really, yeah. So in my mind, I was like, no, like not even hating or looking for something to pin the guy down. I'm like, no, just regularly, like just a track you could drop, but it's not really like international beat or copied here and there. Yeah, and it was hard to put up like even like 5 songs per se. You understand?
Yes, Idi Amini Dada. You know that song?
Is Pretty a hip hop song?
Nah.
Pretty.
Pretty is like
Fefe Busi featuring Saha.
I don't know it.
Who is featuring the other? It's Saha's, remixed by Fefe.
Remix,
I like that song.
Yeah. So you'll see a pattern of several artists. When you start to look into it, you're like, if we start to dissect, like, homeboy, we're being played right now. We're being played.
The views, opinions, and whatever shared on this podcast are not necessarily.
Hip hop is real talk, though.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why Fefe is hip hop. I kind of respect people for what they bring to the genre, right?
Yeah.
To grow it.
To grow it.
Yeah.
and also in terms of the persistence and the consistency, right? When tunulira rappers, right, abaze over generations, there's so many others that have come and gone, right? But it's not for me just the longevity of that the person stays on track with banga then. It's what did you do when you were coming through, and what did you bring to the table that wasn't really in the forefront? What did you do to further the movement? Yeah. And I can give you 2 moments at least that Fefe has showed up and represented. It's soca, he's Nas beat. International, but that moment was real. It was legit, and it was heard all over the country.
Actually, that moment gave me like a chance to blow up an artist.
Yeah. It gave him a chance to blow up an artist, Rachel Ray. But for so many other people, it brought the conversation back, right? So that's one, and that's a hip hop conversation, by the way. And that was a hip hop conversation. So that's one.
Some hip hop fans.
Yeah. That was a hip. Listen. And Shimani Mwemuba headline hip hop.
Not even headline, like the basic of it.
Whatever rapper can also more convincing.
No, let me. You've been in LA.
No,
but you've been in LA. If somebody dropped,
even in LA, there is that conversation still happening. But Yakubu is there's some people who don't believe who's this guy? Designer is hip hop. Panda. But Panda's impact.
No, if you're talking about impact.
But you cut me short. I was giving you that. I'm telling you that he brought something to the table.
Yeah.
Furthered the conversation of this very culture that we love.
Yeah.
That's one. Echo Kubiri, besides that moment, which ignited so many people.
For him, it wasn't intentional, though. It just came as a...
Whether it was intentional or not, he brought it out. He did it. Actually, he made a decision to record it, and he did it. Kati faba manyi hip hop olustuulira ne line ezimu ezasooka. Ngamba waneno Fefe wayisirako ewa Jay-Z takeover. Okitegeera. But he made that decision, and that decision rang all over the country. So respect on that. That's a hip hop moment that he created. Second thing he did, the art of the freestyle was brought back to the ethos.
True.
Let me keep my chai here, my aboti.
Apart from that,
people are starting to send juju.
Apart from that,
you're saying the art of hip hop was of freestyle.
No. In terms of freestyling, right? I've had so many rappers freestyling. Ngabi ba freestyling ngabi bowa ngaba kuba chechimu. Ochitegera. And then there are people who freestyle and it's entertaining. When Fefe freestyles, it's entertaining, it's crowd engaging, and in the elements of hip hop, MCing is actually moving a crowd. So if he's actually doing that on a daily, I think he freestyles on all of his shows. Every time he's on interview, he's freestyling, right? And he has inspired so many other people to freestyle. So, am I answering your question? Freestyling is a part of hip hop, right? Crowd participation, moving the crowd, is a mark of an MC.
The crowd. His freestyles haven't
and
hit
also
me so much.
for the moment that he created in hip hop, whether he wanted to or he didn't, he created it. And that's that. Ezo stars is agenda as a juzako na ye. Ochitegera.
But there's like a group of people who say,
hip hop. So he's a young king. So he's a young king. Yeah.
Like for them, they feel they have the right to crown who is hip hop and who is not. There's like a group of
when I first came out, I also had people attacking me like that.
You get there's like a group.
I would be so deliberate. You get me?
They don't want the genre to grow.
I know.
If you do like a trap song,
they are right.
That's not real hip hop.
They are right. They are right in. They are right in defining the culture that they love their way.
Their way.
Their way.
That's
right?
what I was saying.
And also this culture needs to be guarded. Because again, if those people don't exist, you still find other people. Bagambe, tomulabo yali hip hop. Anti ayambadde emidali because wali batuuka ne basiriwala ne bagamba. There was a time when Kadongo Kamu artists had started dressing like hip hop artists.
Yeah.
Nekatinga nabo batanso babalira mu hip hop artists. Ochiraba. So those people are very necessary to remind you of what the authentic and real is.
Yeah,
Ochiraba.
Where do they draw the line when the culture has got to grow as well?
The culture has got to grow. The culture always grows in so many directions. The culture always evolves in so many directions. But what keeps it center, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening here? I think I'm needed. So I'll always pick up my family's calls no matter.
It's important, man.
Especially bobiranga ate okoze sente zo. Have you ever seen a billionaire, a real life billionaire? They do not give a they don't.
Definitely.
Like ayinza okubeera nga ali mu meeting among other people. It's billionaire status. What are you going to do to Ogenda mugamba chi which is going to stop him from talking to his family?
The reason why we even work is so that we
is
can
to have the time to be with family.
Definitely.
So it doesn't make any sense to say I'm not going to answer when my son wants to say Tata.
I think I should also pick up my phone.
The difference is that when billionaires do that, they can fire the millionaires. He does it, but you do it. And you see the side eye you'll get. A cold stare of death.
It's crazy. Yeah. There is one question I wanted to ask you, G.
Yeah, but we're talking about hip-hop, yes.
Yeah. If, right now,
Yeah.
apart from the OGs,
Yes.
yeah, if let's say there was a hip-hop competition, let me say Africa, you know, so you have, let me say from SA, Nasty C, you know, from Kenya, what's that guy?
Calligraph.
Calligraph is Calligraph OG or because they also just started listening?
Calligraph is an OG.
He's an OG.
Calligraph has been in the game longer than a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Actually,
coming out.
taking him 2 decades.
Yeah, almost 2
Because
years.
Calligraph was sharing a story of when
He's been around
of when he
for-
wanted. There's a friend of ours in Kenya, but he wanted Blaze to manage him, right?
Yeah.
And Blaze by then was managing these girls. I came, I saw, I conquered it all. What was the name of that Kenyan group that had come up, which was like
Kamula?
Camp Mula? Yes, he was managing Camp Mula, but he was saying, man, we used to say that he was faking an accent, that he was like, man, these guys have more Twitter followers and shit. But so he was sharing his struggle. But Camp Mula was like, how many years back?
Yeah.
You get so. He has been around. He has been also like in the trenches.
Yeah.
Oh, but to answer to finish,
Yeah, so like all those
to finish your whatever kalike kotogerako, because I think this is where your question is going. I think we should think about defining hip hop artists in terms of how many infinity stones they have collected. I'm using infinity stones as a figure of speech. Thanos omumanyi w'omu Avengers. Zitwalenga infinity stones zolina. You can freestyle, that's a hip hop element. You can move a crowd, that's a hip hop element. You write original lyrics.
Yeah.
That's a hip hop. The Elijah Infinity Stone. You write those lyrics, those hip hop lyrics. Those wandikira ku beat nga ya hip hop. Kati abasinga ochibalema Infinity Stone abasinga tebakola chi tebagirina, and if they do it seldomly. So you cannot define yourself compared to a person who does that through and through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even for me, people will say, whenever I would, so I did the Ani Aliamani's, the story Alukas, I did all of that, right? And so people were like, but you're not on the dance floor. I was like, hey, let me show you I can also go to the dance floor and steal your fans. So I did Chikankane. But the moment I did Chikankane, the rappers were like, wow, oh no guys, But now, when they bust down the lyrics of Chikankane, you guy, I can tell them, and let's compare to the lyrics that I put into this piece. To label who suffices more to as a
But also how you did it was hip hop.
Yeah.
It was hip hop on, like you said, I can come and still. You never change. Just like Jay-Z. He has some tracks, but it never really changed.
If you want to know, and I think we've had this conversation before. If you want to know what a hip hop artist sounds like on a beat which is not traditionally hip hop, listen to what Nas does with Damian Marley. Right? Listen to what Jay-Z did on a song with Punjabi MC. It's an Indian person's what? Joint. What the problem is when some MCs or when some rappers go do Twitch Dandali beat or any of these other beats, they lose who they are, like completely. Then they become unrecognizable with the ragga person.
And they do more of those tracks back and forth.
The beat does not really matter if the guy is hip hop.
So the thing is,
it matters if you overdo it.
And the difference is when you hear a 50 Cent, a Snoop on a Katy Perry record, he comes with his Snoopness.
Yes.
The other one,
that record, even though it's a pop record, the way you the record in ya Kadongo Kamu, you bring your whole aura as an MC, and you come with yourself as you on this record. But man, wale ba rapper bempuliriza no mulira ku beat ye chidandali. Ngata dandadde nnyo n'afuukanga.
But they pile up those records and it becomes like, okay, you're hip hop, but when you look at your catalog, you get so you're the one who is contributing to the loss of the identity from you, yet you're super talented.
But I think we as a hip hop community should begin looking at these as infinity stones, right? Ngabo nkugambye, move a crowd, write your own original lyrics. You have moments that are culturally defining nga go aziteekawo. You have a movement which is culturally defining nga yo. You get me? Most of these people, right? Ogendo Klaba, even the guys who say I am hip hop, 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 that becomes a song. Ogendo babuza infinity stones mekaze balina, right? Where it's in impact, ogendo Klaba nga impact yabo teri. Ochitegera. But in terms of original lyrics, guys, the only infinity stone they have, lyrics says, Kale next to come into original lyrics, but one kid on a hip hop beat. Those are the only points.
They're the only ones who understand them.
Katayo impact when it comes to infinity stones. Fefe will have more kubanga neyo yetik na yaba ajifunya atenga gutona kola chi tona jifuna. So in terms of defining who we are and the genre, it really helps a lot, right? When we begin looking at it in terms of how many of these points zogenzo collect. Chepo ina meka. So katinzo wali walutuka. Ngababuza freestyle, my freestyle catalog, you can't touch it. What original lyrics? Bruh. I can pull out 300 songs. Let's take it. Impact, bruh. I've done national, regional, katindiku global. Let's take it. Like, what are we talking about here? So, Ogendo Kula, move the crowd. I doubt there's very few. Actually, mu Uganda, I believe, mulimu cheko muntu wa mwansi ngo performinga. Atenga na ikati akadi ye musinga. Let's take it. But in terms of stage presence and stage performance, and in terms of how you bring the crowd to your show, give them an experience, bruh, some people are excellent writers. Na ogendo mula baku stage, you're bored the fuck out. So even in performance, that G on a performance, how flow are you? Whether it's a small venue, whether it's a big venue. So about how many infinity stones are people collecting up to like 10, while some other people can only say 3 things.
But when you talk about infinity stones, to me at the end of the day, it's the music, because when somebody's driving, because there is one thing that, okay, we could remember. Very many people may not know what Tupac did or what this. But when they listen to Dear Mama, they're like, man, even the guy who does not know him will be like, man,
okay, here's the thing about Tupac that you may not know. Tupac sampled more R&B joints than anybody that I know. So to some people, abawuliriza hip-hop boom bap, bayinza okwagiunga nti Tupac is not.
But
everything has a chorus. Chorus in our way.
But there is that. But you can't. I always tell people, when the jam drops, you can't deny whether it's hip hop or not. You will know.
I've always had my own definition of hip hop. And for me, hip hop,
most especially the music. Yeah,
hip hop is defined by what it's not.
Yeah.
Like you cannot really find beside out of the like a dictionary definition and definitions as a tempo of hip hop, definitions as a different communities as a hip hop. Because hip hop got a more defining it. But I'll tell you that hip hop, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
When you hear hip hop joint, you know it's a hip hop joint. What you call the Kugama is a hip hop joint.
Yeah.
The longest debate that we usually have in these communities is owulira ekintu nga bakikusibyeko mbu hip hop naye nga your whole soul is telling you nah
nigga
it's not
otufera
mbu chambalanga hip hop nah it's not kikubakuba mu nah never trying to convince abantu nga lukaaga because hip hop is defined by what it is not. But whatever ogamba omuntu but tell me what hip hop musongeko nagamba abankugambe ki naleta table examples of something else never mulaga something which is not hip hop agamba that's not
yeah so we don't know what hip hop is, but we are like,
I think we all do. It's like somebody telling you to define what love is, because hip hop is
when you're in love, you
hip
know
hop is
feeling.
Hip hop yatuuka that it's on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Kiremye abana Uganda bangi nnyo okutegeera that this culture that we love, we love it to a point that it's on a spiritual level that bw'oba tokikoze kikusumbuwa. Bw'oba okikoze feeling so fulfilled, obeera so happy. Are you getting money out of it? I don't care. I had a good time. Ffe twavanga eri entinda ne musala to drive up to Bunga. What are you looking for? There is a DJ who plays hip hop. You've crossed the whole city. I don't know how many bars just to get to this place where the DJ is going to play for only 3 hours. Abagambe guys have to work tomorrow. And he was a corporate dude, by the way. Nenga Jana stacking up speakers, and the whole entire time he's playing what would be called the B-sides. No, he's not even playing the commercial shit. He's playing the B-side. So this culture that we love has its guardians, and its guardians are the people that love it.
So some rappers living in denial.
Of course. Gwegeza ogambeko omuntu w'ekidandali nti tali hip hop. Ojja kulaba denial. Kibaluma, kibulumira ddala buli munda.
It's not something that you can fake.
Kati nze nga nze, I'm even in a situation where I'm not the one telling these people that they are not hip-hop. But some of my fans are quick to remind these people that they are not. And when they say they are, my fans are like, you haven't even done a quarter of what GNL has done. It's not my voice saying it. But every time these people see the bar, Gente Kao, they always feel like, lwaki omusajja ono ye batukomparinga ku ye buli ssaawa. So their problem even ceases to be. It's not me telling them. I'm actually a very welcoming person. But bagenda okulaba nga every time they measure up, abokukyalo babagambye. Check abamu ne bamama babwe babagamba. Ne bagirlfriend babwe. Agenda okutuuka mu room ya sister we nga alaba poster ya GNL. Kagamba ina nabeera tormented by GNL nagamba naye gusajja guno. Before you know it, there's a disc record.
G, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this about you. Okay. About how when people are expressing like what you're explaining. Yeah. So I had a friend pull up the other weekend. I was with him. And he was like, "But yo, when G drops a concert, that one is that." It's how he was explaining it. I wanted to ask him, what exactly are you trying to say?
I'm also scared.
Like, yo, what exactly? Because people have organized concerts.
I'm scared but excited.
But it's like, yo, that will be it. That would be one. That would be how we couldn't explain it. You understand? But
the expectation is too high.
The emotions that I was reading from him.
There's no expectation I can't meet. I'm willing to meet
the emotions I was reading from him. It's a very basic thing. Is imagining soda ginger like it's just that's why I was telling you that
that's a day one fun.
That's why I'm telling you that the music, everyone is like, I can't wait for him to perform this track. Can't wait for him to,
because Balabiebuli Chimu that they have told them is, let me tell you something. When we organize a hip hop show, right? From the theme of you entering that venue, you know hip hop is happening.
You know what it
the way people Ogendo Club lines as lines up to enter the venue. you know what kind of people are going to be in this venue. So even for me, my records that are commercial, I even first throw them out.
Yeah.
First put those. This? Eh.
Covering your face.
I'll cover my face. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
There is something that's demanded of the artist and the MC who steps on a GNL stage, a Baboon Forest stage. Those stages, nga yojimanyi, this is a hip hop stage. Never dance at bagenda kuzina bineno mbu. They're not going to dance sebene on this stage.
Nah.
If they're going to dance bagenda kuwa spinning ya kumitwe, it's going to be like on some fly shit, like the way Mez used to dance. Like we are our own culture, and this culture has grown so much that Abantupa Radio and TV, they're kind of blind. It's like a convenient blindness. Also some fans tell people that they are not hip hop. Nebanyiga. Kalate mulimu neba presenters about radio and TV. That chine chintu chafe bakyesibyeko nnyo, that they want to be a part of it. That even though they cannot define it or like
they don't understand it, basically.
They don't understand it, but it's so cool to be that they try to be it. I think hardcore fans bali bewagambye baba gamba every time that oyamba denga fena you're not us. This is basically what Kendrick Lamar kept
like
on
us.
saying.
Not like us.
And that's why it was a very, very big record. It's like, for us, it's something that belongs. It's like a tribe to belong to. It's like,
it's life.
You can't really explain it. It's like someone telling you to define what love is. You love it. You know it's real when you're in it.
Yes.
And when it's not real, or sleeping out with suspicion. Like, you know those people who are in a relationship, but they sleep with suspicion.
Yeah.
Mulimu movies, is this playing njagala. Mwana mukubi nzenze ka mukubira zemutwala kudina babichibichi lulinga gundi nasaze motoke parking ze, like all those thoughts. But then there are these people who are like, mwana kino kisekise kinjagala. Where you know it's real. Like omukazi akwagala, right? I swear ne bwabeerawo nga waliwo guy akusinga sente emirundi 10. If she's yours and the love is real, you will know.
Yeah.
If a guy likes this chick, right? The woman will have no doubts in the back of her mind. She'll know that that's her dude. Sure. So for us, hip-hop is akin to that relationship where everything is pure.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes, you're not even trying to watch the sides.
Nah.
In never better war, it's like a Bonnie and Clyde thing.
Yeah.
Pisto mustunuzeno na ina ajukwata na stunuzena gamba. Who want what?
Yeah.
You get me? It's that ride or die kind of thing. So it's like,
there are guys who love hip-hop, but hip-hop doesn't love them back.
There are guys who are passionate about it.
Yeah.
There are guys who are passionate about things they're not good at.
That's also a thing. Now, most of the people that I've seen that are hip hop, right? The reason why I don't keep it on only music is that I've met people who are so hip hop, nganaye tafulumiangayo luyimba, mamu baloya. And then we have found people ngaloya nenga tumugamba, Charlie, what are you doing in law?
Yeah.
But Enigma, come home.
But it's because now you're on a level whereby you can see these other attributes. You can like look for them.
Is Frank Flex hip hop? Is he hip hop?
He is hip hop.
Okay,
he is hip hop.
Have you ever seen him on a mic dropping?
I've seen. Okay, I like the way he,
but
radio.
But it's hip hop to the bone.
Yeah, I know.
Culturally defining impact.
Exactly. Even Young Emma was like, I know Flex is gonna spin this about 20 times. You get, cause the love for hip hop is there.
It's not just the love, because for your game, the music only, but it goes beyond the music because it's a culture.
Here I was
and
talking
in culture,
about
you're going
artists.
to find while you're fashion designers. They're fashion designers in either Kampala, East Africa.
Yeah.
When I went to Kenya, there's something which I really loved, which was the culture of painting sneakers.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, it's so hip hop that it's in a mall.
Yeah.
Ogina notwala sneaker yo. netwalayo Air Forces zange omwana nakola ki nazitekako custom design. So it's culture. So something like that is so hip hop.
Exactly.
In its entrepreneurial spirit, in its art,
And
that
expression.
n'engatto ze batunda zenyini togenda kusangamu bushapi, ogenda kusangamu the Air Forces
Air Force.
like the things that the
Timbaland.
culture has chosen to be ours.
So hip hop gives us a wide,
It's
range.
really wide.
Yes. And I think some rappers should opt for other things in hip hop maybe to do.
Yeah, we cheat
So that they be more hip hop.
We cheat ourselves when we look at this culture through a very skewed lens. Twetaga ba lawyer, twetaga ba doctors, twetaga ba stylists, twetaga ba strategists, business strategists. Because at the end of the day, culture yonga bogamanti. We aggrandize the hustler, the pimp, the stick-up kid, You never know basangam all these characters. And all these people, no matter how much they grow, no matter how many positions they hold, no matter whether politicians or community leaders, you're going to find hip-hop everywhere. So that's why I always laugh when people say, hip-hop temukola sente. If we decide to say, okay, now let's show you the money that's really in this culture. Because nobody has really showed it to them on paper, which is what I'm here to do, by the way. Kati tugenda bijjamu okusinika amannyo. Njagala mbalage from point A to B to Z that the G is there.
Hip hop in Uganda is dead.
And you know what's funny? Bagamba hip hop takola sente. When I first landed here, nemba jirayo stack bando. Nengamba kati ngenda tandika balaga sente. Enugu yaluma bali. Why so now what will Ham do? What? I'm showing you that bando. I'm just showing you a bando.
Ham is not even hip hop. Ham is not even hip hop. Why are you bringing him in the conversation?
I'm showing you something hip hop culture tebagitegeera bo. Kati balabye tukute nabane abakasuka sente babijja waffe. Fe hustler ateko kulaga bando gyatuddeko. So that any day he can buy what you have. Agenda gabirako community. Asebo ne bucholo. He's come with a bando. So I did that. I think video twaji postinga ku BF. Neku I think one of my TikTok. And I was like, you know what? Banyize. Usually I don't care. But I just took it down because the reason I took it down for me was more personal. I come from a very poor community, at an economy mbi, and when people look at a stack of million atano gusebo zikute kwasumungalo tuzina banka abantu abamu bawulira bubi to the extent that they could be pushed to do something they might try to test. Sagala kuba muntu sasi mukabina cause naku zino ele anyo na ndi gangster muchitege. You're trying to test.
Does that also show that we haven't grown into the real ultimate?
We haven't really grown into the real ultimate culture. Hip hop. And then when they get to understand it, they are so obsessed with it. Then they try to copy everything, and then we are like, but that wasn't the intention. So, if I drop a song where I'm bragging about my lyrical abilities, you're going to find people in my comments talking about watch Plisao better way one. It's hip hop, bitch. I'm supposed to brag about my lyrical endowment.
It's just
Rose has told them, yo.
In hip hop, you're meant to like. Hip hop is the very actually. If I'm to conclude it, right? Hip hop in its very essence, the reason we brag is because there is self-love. It's actually character building for you to feel that way about yourself. It's not just about the watch you bought. It's about how you make that watch look when it's on you.
Exactly.
It's about the work that went into you being able to afford that. So that's that's the pride. For us, that's what keeps it real. Natandise today with 1,000 shillings. But when the night ended, bitch, I had $1 million.
And it's also like...
So why wouldn't I brag about that? I brag about it because I'm telling myself that even if the world turned on me, I can depend on my wits, my creativity, my networking, all these other aspects in order for me to put food on my table. That's where the bragging comes from. kati abantu balabinga okuta staaka ya sente n'agamba yeeraga. No, it's because I spent time to be disciplined,
but they don't say that about American artists who do the same, yet they love them. I don't know why.
Anti mubeeramu n'ennugu oluusi omuntu akomenting ekyo nga naye enjala emuluma gwoli omuntu enjala emuluma gwoli awo olaga sente okitegeera. Yeah, so it's just the same way people bogera ku. Have you ever bought like a, I remember the time I nasuka nengula akamotoka kange katono ka Cube, my very first car. Bagamba okay kale mwana wali aguze akamotoka akoze aguze akamotoka hip hop cheka mulimu sente. The conversation is changing. Yes, the next joint I bought was a Range. The conversation the next time was different on radio. It was really different. People are like, how could you just buy a Range? For me, I get the money, I just reinvest it in the game. About reinvesting a game,
the game refused to invest back in them. To return their investment.
For him, he will only stop here in Busia. They talked a lot. Even look at the color that it's my car. So I say all of this to say that when they see you holding that stack, they fail to understand that for us in our culture, we celebrate the success that comes from hard work and being innovative and trying to see a way out of, again, to bring this back full circle, the way out of the ghetto situations we grew up in. Okugenda kusomero every 2 weeks, at least a month, there would be mob justice where they actually put a tire. They make a human being wear a tire, and another human being pours petrol and lights. You get me?
They do it with hate.
This is where we grew up from. They do it with so much hate, but also out of the frustration of how could you try to take something you haven't worked for?
Yeah.
For you, we work hard, sleep hungry, and then you just come and steal. So the punishment was always so severe.
Brutal. So
in the US, it's the same. People go through so much, whether it's the systemic racism, whether it's whether it's even living in a food desert. Staying alive in the US is like, actually, if you're poor from an urban neighborhood, it's like you're trying to dodge death at every corner. So when you see these people celebrate, they're like, this YOLO culture, they birthed it.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, I could be turning the corner and be like, dude, and be like a dude who just passed away. He did nothing. He just caught a stray.
Yeah.
So the culture comes out of the survival, the innovativeness, the need to see a way through when you're not given any options. And most of the music is actually like this. When you see Jay-Z brag, it's not just he's just bragging. But he's telling you, even in a sport where everybody wanted to kill me, I'm still here.
I'm still here.
And by the way, I'm here not because I had so much muscle. I was a very skinny kid. He's telling you all of this through his lyrics. I was the skinny kid, but still I kept my sneakers clean. I went to did this ABC, and he's telling you his whole life.
Yeah.
That by the time he tells you I'm worth $1 billion,
yeah,
he could tell you, I could put your whole mansion on my wall. And now he's talking to the people in his same culture. But all he's trying to tell you is that you haven't hustled enough, bro. To be even able to speak to a person like me.
Yeah.
But also in that very culture of hip hop where there's the braggadocio, there's also this is the real
education.
Suffering.
Yeah.
Also the education.
This is the poverty.
Yeah.
And this is me suffering.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not selling as much. There are guys who are so honest, they'll tell you, bruh, even that shit that you saw me pull up in the club in, that was just for the look.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, there's so much education that goes into this culture, this music, that when people try to minimize it to only a few beats here and there, like, it's very, to a person who knows, it's very annoying, actually.
Yeah. But I think in a sense that the reason why it's the music, because G is going to put that experience, and I'm going to feel it through the music and reflect on what I've been through.
Definitely, the music is the most visible. The music is the most visible thing. But hip hop comes along with so much.
So people can only access it through the music.
People don't know that Pharrell Williams is creative director of Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
But he's only in that position because of hip hop.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But he has been influential in fashion. He has been influential in designing technology. He has been influential with leading people's teams.
Yeah.
When you see Pharrell Williams bringing his brother Pusha T to be the very first face of street culture, there you see, oh, Pharrell is actually hip hop because that's loyalty.
Yeah.
And then what's the second thing is community. He's bringing his own around the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are things for us, hip hop relevant. Who did he go get? Yeah. Jay-Z is still having the same hype man he had since that's his childhood friend.
Yeah.
So for us, it's community, it's business.
Yeah.
It is. So I only brought that Pharrell example just to show you that Pharrell's music might be the most pronounced thing about him, right? Even if Pharrell did a song like Happy, which is not hip-hop at all, the way Pharrell moves and his lifestyle is hip-hop to the core.
Yes. Yeah.
That never akole nyimba ngazi happy oba what is it? I'm up all night to get lucky. Those songs are not hip-hop.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that when you're hip-hop, you can wake up in the morning and decide to live a hip-hop day okuva kumachal paka night. In LA, tuinane cookbooks, which are written by hip-hop.
Yeah.
But basically the culture.
Yeah.
But the guy is like, instead of saying slice these tomatoes, the guy wrote the book and said, cut the motherfucking tomatoes.
Yeah.
You get me? Slice the blood clot onions, throw them. Like the language even is designed. It's called, the book is called Thug Kitchen.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah.
But the language and everything, Chukulaganti, whether it's the books, the cooking, the healthy eating, or basically you have the whole spectrum. Whether you want to eat healthy, there are people who eat healthy, but come on even now. They'll tell you about the organic food they're eating and blah, 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 and how much they work out and how much they meditate. Even at the holistic living, hip-hop, right?
Yeah.
But that spectrum, yoba Kodak Black.
Yeah.
I'm drinking lean, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm staying up, I'm doing like there's a whole spectrum, but that you can't summarize the whole culture. No, take out this.
So should we say that should we say that you have to embody all those things because there are people who also do part of those things, helping community, hyping the crowd, like it also ventures in all that. So we are saying that to identify
identify a person who is hip hop, because this goes beyond just the music.
Yes.
Never always salang ebintu bya hip hop natoli hip hop era tujja kula bantu yo mafena ayambala bwambaza ebintu byaffe. Never ona acheita bagayi baba radio no basasula yo busente bagambe mbugwe kabaka wa hip hop Uganda. Era community ya hip hop ejagamba nga. So for me, I think other people will tell me in the comments, by the way, like, subscribe or supporting it. In the comments, tell us. But Nzendo wasn't the best way for us to get to knowing something which is hip hop or not, right? First of all, to in the personal definitions of communities of the definitions as well. But if we were to have a criteria, to Zibalenga Infinity Stones, it is a Nagambi. Community, move a crowd, original lyrics was one dikide ku beat chi, that also matters. How you dress, how you eat, how you date, how you pull up,
how you speak, your swagger, basically, how
basically
you move.
your whole demeanor. And I'm not saying that you should force it, because hip hop again is about being so real.
Yeah. It's spiritual. It's like reggae.
Yeah.
Reggae guys are so spiritual.
Reggae is spiritual, but Boba in nature worshipping and okay, I and I. But hip hop today, we don't have a deity.
It's not a religion.
It's life.
It's not
basically,
a religion.
It's life.
It's not. But I can tell you, the purists of hip hop, but Reverend, but Jakugamba, you not taking care of your brothers is not hip hop.
Not taking care of your
you
brothers.
Not taking care of your brothers is not hip hop. But then there's also the hip hop again in the same culture. You'll find. I'll pull a gun out and bust your fucking nut. It's in the same culture.
Because it comes from respect.
So there's several spectrums of us looking at this thing that we love. But nazitanga infinity stones ziri. Tetwa waliwo tukanga byonna because nayenga you only do one element. Kane elements zonna okubeera ng'oziyina is also okubeera ng'oyembodyinga the whole thing is also another infinity stone. Because you could be you're just an MC. But there's someone who can break dance, MC, and paint.
Yeah.
Again, those are different. Katulabanga Swiss beats. He can dance, he can paint, he can produce, but he can also spit.
Yeah.
He's not the best spitter. Neo Infinity Stone Gina. And is he part of a community? Yes, Rough Riders. Let's take it. So his whole lifestyle, even the woman that he married, Omulabanti, she's R&B, but her chain, bruh. Alicia Keys' chain is nothing but hip hop.
Yeah.
It tells
And
you where
even
she's
how
from.
she
She's a
she
New York
talks,
bad. Yes,
how
even
she
she talks,
moves.
the way she moves.
Yeah.
Olabanti alimu R&B na ye bad. She's married to Swiss, and that's an R&B. That's a hip hop couple.
Hip-hop couple.
So waliwo ebintu ebimu nga oli ne bw'anaatry ng'okyeteekamu tekijja kujja kubanga tekiri holistic in a way that we can see through you. Otugamba mbu oli hard ffe tulaba mafene. At the end of the day, yes.
We can see him.
It's great. Do you have any hip hop producers in a sense? How do you define a hip hop producer? The one who makes hip hop beats? If you make hip hop beats, does that make you a hip hop producer?
That's a very interesting debate, which I'll also turn to the people in our comments. And also hit the notification bell. Will be dropping more. But your definition, I think I've already defined it and covered it by the recent submission that you could be a producer and go producing hip hop. That's just one thing.
Yeah.
But what's your lifestyle like?
Yeah.
What are the other things? When I enter your space, is it hip hop? From the art that you see, like there's no doubt that this is a hip hop house I've entered. And I think America has refined it to a level, right? That osobola kuyingira photo exhibiting ya hip hop yeka. And the whole entire museum is photography about hip hop. The people who have the behind the scenes.
We even had a hip hop photographer here. I don't know if he's still doing
Bwete.
it. Yeah.
Bwete, shout out to you, Bwete. Bwete is another Babaluku protege. Balinga Bakolabona, I don't know if they're still together. But he actually he called me when he was in LA. And he was in Miami Nangamba nzija mu kibuga kyammwe. But even that is a hip hop thing in its own. Manya bumanya, I'm going to this city, who do I call? And hip hop has that network. Sesanga mu bagayi baraga. Bagayi baraga babeera mu kukulu bwabwe, babeera mu Boston imoka. Osegera. Neza bugenda mu Boston, I know who to hit up. I'm like, hey, Reef HD, waliwo Mpaji, waliwo, like there's a whole community na yeri yao. It's not sibe bajuze ebivulu byeyo, but when there's a hip hop thing, these brothers are there. Sure. And there are women also. Shout outs to the Vanessas, shout outs to Jackie, DJ Blaze. We understand the situation you're working under. You are hip hop. But these communities are thriving. That right now, I can make a phone call, right? Blogger. Sweden. I can make one phone call and make it very hard for that person to leave their house. Off Justin, sitting at you. But I know I have an embassy, a baboon forest, and it's the most temanyirwa. Shout outs to my affiliates, Embassy 83. Very many. Chiboko zikubanga za black.
I got the mark, nigga. Tell me what you want to do.
So, but even beyond that, jokes aside, if we decided to do a business, because I've done this before, I've done a European tour, theoretically complete, network called Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. But who facilitated this? It was the team, Eddy. So even in when Kendrick Lamar tells Drake, Toronto, I'm king, and Kendrick is like, "Gwe, you think you run Toronto? I got guys in your team that work for me." It's a real thing. Because who are your bodyguards, Drake? Guys that grew up in Compton. So you think Mbu Osazeko. So it's a very hip hop thing also, Okubera a networker. If you put it in a business sense, when DMX was having shows in LA, it was his affiliates, about Rough Riders in Los Angeles, that used to do his shows and organize them. And actually, the money would go to them. That means even they are invested in you becoming a star. That's what most franchises do. You know, Burger King, they all just sell franchises
KFC,
of these things.
TVG.
Even Drake, when he's doing OVO, Drake has he can chill his whole life in Canada and make money in the US because OVO is everywhere. Yeah. But then there are places I don't bring that merchandise one. Nga gaiba nipsi basazeko screenshot. You get me? So very territorial, just like business. It's a rags to riches story. That's why we brag. Twavawala. It's these real stories that we tell that we hope to raise new generations, not only raise them in terms of wakulira ku music wange, but what did I contribute to your thoughts, into your mental capacity. Osobola okuwuliza bano baggayi abeeyita hip hop n'osigala ng'omutwe mukalu oba tali kumuwuliza emyaka 10 naye nga tolina ky'oggyeemu okuggyako ebijanjaalo. But I can tell you can listen to a hip hop artist like GNL, listen to my lyrics, and either I'm going to say things that are going to send you to Google. I'm going to say things to encourage you to step up. I'm going to say things that are going to make you relate. I'm going to say things that are going to make you respect either your parents or wear a condom. We check it out.
So, hip hop, all his content is just sexual.
Ngani, who that?
I'm not going to mention it.
It's from where?
Like all
that's not.
Yatandikire ne bamugoba nga kisiimuula.
I think I know who you're talking about. And me being hip hop,
and he claims to be hip
hop, when I reached in his presence, I was like, why are people wasting time with these dudes? You understand? But I was saying, G made me stop going out.
Oh, how?
I was like, yo.
I was encouraging you to go out.
Nah. The value. Okay, first, what did you? What?
He was not seeing the value of going out.
Yeah,
okay, but explain maybe what you really meant by that.
Kuchakala kulina value naite kulina VAT means
value added tax.
Yeah. So it's a very playful line in that there is value in having the party.
You have,
but the government has not yet noticed it.
Exactly.
So it can't tax it.
Yeah.
Actually, and yet, while you have value added tax, which is like a real tax.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, so, the thing of how people listen and understand.
Now that is direct.
And by the way, people think that Okuchakala. Sorry. People think that Okuchakala is only kunywa mwenge. But Okuchakala kulina value naite kulina VAT, right? Okuchakala, even just going fishing is kuchakala. Because you're using your free time.
This is exactly. No, hold on.
What? How did you understand
it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Everybody has their own.
That's what I told you.
That's what makes something. That's what makes something really, really, really artistic, right? And it's not the first time it's happening in art and in music. Waliwo guy yayimba oluyimba, band bajita REM, njajita njita REM nga ndi muto. Bayimba kayimba bakaita Losing My Religion. Dagamba, that's me in the corner, that's me in the spot. Light, losing my religion. So, guy again to explaining what he meant. I want to get the explanation of you now. We want the other one.
Yeah. True.
Because it had nothing to do with rebelling against whatever, God or whatever. But what I meant by Chakala Kulina Value United Kulina VAT is that vamu the plain meaning yoka eri ku top ekuba abatali hip hop but kitweka mu hip hop terms, the spiritual terms nebagamba today eri mu self love, right? That you pleasing and enjoying yourself, okwechakaza and having that joy, that inner joy, right? not even the government can touch it. Because Bagamba, there are two things that are for certain, death and taxes.
Yeah.
But this thing that's called inner joy, when you decide to actually tap into your joy, it can't even be touched by anybody else. Not even the government can touch it. That's what that line in its deep sense means.
Now, to some of us...
So to me, that's the spirit itself, that the sticks and stones may break my bones, but what? What was saying, you know,
sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never...
Over something.
Kill me.
There's a part of us which is the spirit, the soul, which is actually the only thing we own that we can only leave the earth with.
Yeah.
That thing which what joy, nobody can touch you.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to self-love.
Yeah.
But again, we for like how long? The deeper, the layers.
Yeah. Because to me,
I'm happy that everybody has their meaning, because to me, art is, it's art pieces all open in a gallery, right? Ne hanging for years, and everybody who comes through has a different interpretation.
Yeah. Because when you go out, you're having fun, but remember that the money you came with as you're leaving is not going to be the same. So to me, I was like, yo, hold up.
Just an explanation here,
Yeah.
Bet Green also has an explanation.
Yeah.
Same way people would look at the Mona Lisa and be like, that woman is being tortured, she's smiling, her smile is forced. Other people would be like, oh, what a very beautiful woman. Other people would be like, hey man, how long did this guy take to paint this? It might be like, like there is so many, everybody's going to go out with a story, but just one thing starts the conversation. And I think that's the role of art in communities.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, GNL Zamba, God, when you say GNL Zamba podcast, Zambaland podcast. This is where we are. Episode number, Mr. Jonathan will tell us, episode number 5. Subscribe, like, and very soon we'll also be telling you somewhere to go, where we're going to be having more adult conversations, more in-depth conversations. Tugenda bagamba okugenda. Why no yo yabwerere.
You didn't answer my question though.
What question is that? I'm telling the people so they can come back and see.
I know, but I was saying, okay, in short, who would you take as a representative when you have Nasty C, the word from UG, from the Young Cats? Who would you be like, okay, this is let me say hip-hop battle versus who do you see right now? Because back in the day, of course, G would be first on the list, even up to now.
You said Nasty C, who and who?
Let me say South Africa has Nasty C, so I was looking for the credible guys from different Tanzania, Kenya, and Nigeria.
Uganda,
we have in that sense.
That who would we send?
Who would you send?
In Uganda?
And if they are going to evaluate, they have to evaluate them by their music.
Very, very interesting conversation, right? Very interesting conversation. So in these competitions, I need more premise. I need more premise.
Yeah.
Who has Ghana brought?
Ghana.
Sakode. Okay. Kwanga olimba munteredemu nnyo abo oluzungu. Anti oluzungu balowooza mbu they are the international.
But I think
international yabwe ekoma mu aircourts. Wate babeera na show. Abawo ne bote bavaako ko wano mbu agenze okuba ekivulo ewala. Bwagenda okuba ekivulo ewala kibiina kya NGO.
But we go to Europe and America more than we say I went to a tour maybe in African countries. Why?
Because their shit is not real. Wasn't Black Bones here? Yeah. Black Bones was here. This is an international guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, technically speaking, from a technical standpoint,
when the other guys are going to Europe,
technical standpoint,
for Ugandans.
Technical standpoint,
you get it?
Technical standpoint. If you leave Uganda and perform in Rwanda or Sudan, not both, but if you leave Uganda, perform in Sudan or perform in Rwanda
is another district.
You're an international artist.
An international artist.
Yes. By definition, technically, kubanga ufuna foreign currency obera
international.
How about if you have not performed in Rwanda?
So by definition alone, the international artist by year 1.
How about when you have not performed in Rwanda or Sudan? Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Or in any African
Nenga
country.
because you
but
sing
you
English with a
performed
fake
in
accent.
London.
Hey, you performed in London.
Things
Okay.
like that. Because
Okay.
we have our artists
But,
do
okay.
tours. But they never tour in Africa. So in my mind, I'm like, but how realistic is that?
They're going to perform for
Are we
other
speaking
Ugandans.
technically or are we speaking like real? For real?
For real.
For real.
For real.
For
For
real.
real. For real.
For
For real.
real.
For
Yeah,
real.
without shedding anybody.
Okay,
And in my mind, I'm
FR.
like, man, Kenyans, you said in Tanzania
Because technically,
Lil Kim
by
and what?
definition,
Yeah.
technically by
Five Joes and
definition,
what?
or better international, because you've earned pounds.
You cross the
But
border.
then these guys, how they do it, like fro.
Yeah.
No fugazi.
No fugazi, like
Yeah.
fro.
Uh-huh.
Even the visa. If you went on a visitor's visa, nigga, you're not.
You didn't go to perform.
You didn't go to
You
perform.
went to visit.
You went to visit. You're not an international artist. No, bano bagaya beba kamugundi mu ntebe za
But
promoter abatutte.
We need
Hey.
books,
Like,
shows,
for real,
receipts.
like fro.
That's what he's trying to ask.
You're not fooling.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could fool the rest, but you're not fooling Baboon Forest.
Because
So basically, our artists are not booked to
Wale
perform.
wana bane nabachitutekako ne bachitusibako for Miami International. Nenga otunuliro
European
ya
tour.
in ya out. Where is the tour? Where is the performance?
Yo.
Wale wana, you know,
na show mu Dubai.
you got.
Crazy.
Technically,
yeah.
ebera international show. Kubanga ennyonyi ebeera ebuuse borders, muntu afunyemu buddiramu bwe, naye nga musajja wattu yasuze mu ntebe za promoter,
promoter.
oba promoter ayagala is even
Man.
asking for some.
Yeah. Man.
Tobeera international kale mu sensi zaffe nga ba GNL.
Ni fan base
What-
yenyini.
You know there are people who call me GNL. Like, nkitwalirayo
GNL Young Mulo.
gwe GNL gwe obuze nnyo mwana wakyali bangaabo mwana. Shouts out to you. But in the real sense, an international artist, even the visa that you're taking, because that visa means that you're going to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Ilijogenzo performing means you have a technical rider
Yeah, they were
that
coming.
governs. Why are you laughing?
Because in my mind, I'm like, you mean our guys, when they go to the embassy, they're like, I'm going to visit the zoo. I want to see the what.
But because mungi. I mean, I like because my auntie, because my what, because no, there's no because. I'm going for this show.
Weddings, what?
I have a
It's a
promoter,
business.
blah, blah. There's business.
Yeah. I'm going to
Get a
perform.
work permit.
I'm
Properly.
going to perform.
Okitegera.
So our artists go to visit.
So wano mu Uganda bali international.
Babera ba tourist.
Waliona bali Uganda one. There's some people front a lot.
Yeah, tourists. You got tourists. You went international.
Musajja watu ate ne batuuka ku Hollywood Walk of Fame ne balininga ku munyenye but nothing.
Yo. Crazy.
Bruh. Nah.
But
But you know what?
Video,
But you know,
video.
bro, the struggle is real.
I was thinking I
Like,
should
The
have
struggle
video.
is real, yeah.
the struggle
Shoot
is
the video
real.
in
The
it.
struggle is real. But if we're all being real with ourselves, right? Nze kyesa appreciating anga be bantu abo ate nga batuddako wano ne batumanyira. But we're like, bruh. Like,
The
come.
guy shoots a video while hiding from authorities. There are like 2 minutes.
Because, man, that Saba was
You
crazy.
get-
Hey.
Now that's the music.
Okay.
I was like, yo,
That is the
these
music
dancers
video.
look authentic. The highways,
You
the
get-
drones and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
To be called lwa mwoyo gwa ggwanga bannange. Because
A guy
You're on the
shoots
street.
shoot a video in the US. Nenga, you really see that this guy was just.
You use
Stealing
a phone
time.
so that they don't say
They
that.
don't
They
see
don't
us
think
that
it's
we are
a
shooting.
music video.
yeah. but I can tell you that the massacre dancing kids and the which what is that the other
Ghetto kids?
the ghetto kids, those are international acts, those are international
Yeah,
brands
yeah,
now, and
yeah.
we really need to respect that.
Yeah.
Nze kyesikkiriza be bano ate abakituteekako obutesi for us we are international, even in their branding bagamba we are international naye nga bw'olaba nti are you on a show
And
which
they
is
call
like
it
international.
European tour. Then when you see the other and they say European tour. They rarely say American
Then they pay
tour
for
because
screen-
America
they pay
will
for
have to
screen
see.
time on those New York thingies, and then they'll be like,
Guys, they take a picture in the background and by you're on tour.
Touring in a sense of it as touring. Yes, you're going to
But
move.
tourists,
You're
actually,
going to
tourist visa, but it's not the. There's a difference between technically and then for real.
For real.
It's different. For
Yeah,
is
man.
different. Kenzo does international shows.
yeah, festival.
Ochilege.
But he's called on those shows. Does he organize them himself?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are an international act if you're not performing in your country,
Yeah.
earning foreign currency
Yeah.
on a visa, which is meant to be for you to do what? To perform.
Yeah, that
Or
one is
Segera.
true. But I'm saying, is it possible for someone to organize a show in another state?
Yeah, I just the show that I just did, the $100 show,
Yeah,
because my hip hop is that valuable. Munange.
yeah.
$100, Boston.
See, we are
Hey,
tourist visa.
twakola sibya tourist visa. I say that was Baboon Forest, Los Angeles, saying, "Hey, Baboon Forest, Boston, Wagwan."
Let's do this.
Actually, it was Baboon Forest, Boston was like, "But gee, why don't we do tukube show?"
Yeah,
And I was like, hey, the math is mathing. Okay.
Yeah.
Nangama, the math is mathing. Okay. Let me come. Mstege.
Let's
Yeah.
call Baboon Forest, Uganda to produce the advert.
Ochilaba. And I called,
Yeah.
by the way, most people don't know that. I called Baboon Forest Uganda and I was like, this is what we envisioning for the show. You guys do the sound, do the ad, do the this. Kati,
Yeah.
olaba, ate babi ulira mu music wange ne balowooza neeraga bweraz, but empire, global empire tuzizimba.
yeah.
For real. For
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
But they've been laughing. When I told guys, I remember, I think at every stage of my life, not that I've arrived. Okay, to some people I might have arrived. Nenga atenze, ndaba, I'm
still
just
growing.
starting to grow properly.
Yeah.
But I remember twalinga ku Mitchell Hall awe Makerere. Ngenjala etuluma. And I would be like playing pool because pool was like free. Nenga ngamba bagai. I'm going to end up in Hollywood. Niggas would laugh and I would see the Omanyi Mola, eh? Like you see the other Mola, eh? Like guys would laugh, right? But
Ghetto mentality, you're like, Tugenda mu Hollywood, wait for the
yeah.
You actually did that song the night before you actually flew out.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've kept on like telling people. Before I became Mr. Content, I told them a year before, I'm going to become Mr. Content. It was a hashtag for some time.
Yeah. What's a powerful?
No, not because, but because for me in my mind I project it.
Yeah.
We are going to do that.
You manifest
Yeah.
So even though I don't have the steps already, I'm going to get there. And I think so many people steal ideas from us, right?
Yeah.
Mostly artists and creatives, because I free up a lot of my space by putting things even more hashtags, social media on a board somewhere. Some people even just paint them with
But
graffiti.
that's a genius move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's even what the other guy did also for Tesla.
yeah,
Elon Musk.
yeah.
He gave out the patents so that these other guys helped them build the infrastructure. Like,
Oh no
like
way!
charging ports.
Charging
Because
ports, which yeah.
them alone, they couldn't have done all that. So
Oh, most definitely.
he gave
Most
out
definitely.
the tech,
It's
he
the
gave
same.
out
It's the
the
same
patents,
model.
and
It's
the
the
other
same
guys
model
built.
that McDonald's uses.
yes.
Egamba, nze baga yange njifryinga bwenti. For this how long? This is the meat that I use. It has to be only this wide and this thick. But whether this small, it's not by standard. But if it's too big, it's not standard. The bread you talk about, like all that is put into the mode of operation, that how they arrive to their product. That
Yeah.
Ogendofuna, the contract, their franchise. Never baba checking how your workers are going to wear, how they're supposed to greet,
The standard.
the signage. Which
Talk
they get a
talk
signage,
about
you could go,
KFC.
location,
Yeah.
and these people, before they give the franchise, they make sure that all of that is in line. Then they say, okay, now you are us.
Yeah.
Or say the founder doesn't have to be there,
They have to
Yeah.
be there.
but you're going to operate like them. Same
Yeah.
thing as Coca-Cola. These people
Yeah.
just bottle. People don't know that these people just bottle.
Yeah.
They formula vary.
Yeah.
So if we are thinking global, because I think my next mission is to inspire us now to elevate.
Yeah.
Tuvude mu bya relating. Kale mwena mulide ekikomando ainange nabonabonanga gwe biki tubonyeebonye ekimala ka time gye tutuuseemu is for us to see the next evolution of a hip hop star. Where do you go after? Because most people suffer from that. Ate ne batukopa nga tubawadde ideas ne batusooka sente ne babba ideas zaffe and they don't execute them very well. But the thing, they hit the ceiling. Then they see that you're doing something, then they again try to do that again. So it becomes like very counterproductive. And yet these are the very first people abalinanga center that we used to go to and be like, but if we did ABC and didn't ever tunuliranga abana bava mu ghetto, mutemwine temugenda kubeera, you never even go past Busia, we are international. Yet
they are tourists.
We are the ones building, we are building anyway, for me, on the positive side, because negativity is seeping into what Baboon Forest does. We're a positive brand. So on a positive note, as a country, we possess the power to create and innovate ourselves out of this ghetto jetulimo. Because for me, Uganda is a ghetto. We are in a worldwide ghetto. In America, we ghetto. Actually, ghetto is not even just a place. Ghetto mentality. Ghetto is a suffering people. Ghetto is people trying to achieve more than what they have, right? So if we are to innovate ourselves out of few job opportunities, we can use this hip-hop thing to really drive an entrepreneurial spirit forward. And network our way out of this shit. Because bwete yangu piranga tusemu ayali ne Miami nangama nzija mu California okola chi. To me, that's how the whole world can be networked. That if I want to do a show in Australia now, I don't have to look far. Just look, hey, which hip-hop brother do I have? Okay, it's not a brother. Which beautiful woman. Hey, Gwe Queen G, Storage. Hey, what's up? Hey, how many people? Is it Sydney, Overpath? Which city? It's Melbourne. Melbourne, you have to call it, right? Okay. How much money can we make on this thing, you think? Yes, if someone takes care of the flights. Yes, okay. It makes sense. So that's how we go, collect a bag, keep them happy, we are happy. Life moves on. Senne tuzikwata. It was investing at mu bintu ebirala. So I think with this podcast, we want to share things like that and build with community and grow. Zambaland podcast mwebale nnyo. Peace and love. Tubagala nnyo. One.
We out. That's what's up.
Peace. For real.
For real. Technically.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.